What's up, guys? Good to have you here. Hello, hello. Give me 1 second. Boom. Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys can hear me properly. Hello to the chat. I'm kind of not used to the new 7TV stuff. It kind of fucks me up. See a lot of emotes that I usually don't see, and are the nickname paints now on Twitch a thing that only I can see, or is it global? Because like you see Tractor, his name is like everywhere. I need to disable the awkward emote though, because somebody says awkward or something, it just gives me the emote. Love to see you play Stadium. I'll do that in the future, man. Do that in the future. Hey, YouTube chat. I hope you guys are doing well. No, but if you do the awkward with the capital A, if you do the awkward with a capital A, look what happens. You see a fucking cat. Dude, why is it not working now? Why is it not working now? Pause. Let me show you. Let me show you what I mean. All of a sudden, it's not working. Okay, bro. All of a sudden, it's not working. Okay, I get that. Whatever. There's a cat. When people do the awkward, it fucking shows the cat. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know the cat? Do you know the emote of a cat? Yeah, it's specifically for Twitch. On YouTube, I don't know. It doesn't work. Seems to be fine, alright. What was a fucking cat, dude? What if I do this? I got scammed. Dude, I'm not gaslighting. Stop it. Delete, thank you for the 9 months. I really appreciate it. Hello, guys. Hello.
Awkward is pathetic. He thinks just because he goes.
Oh,
to
wait.
the
I
gym,
actually
he's the best human on
forgot
Earth.
to change this to the basic one. I need 1 second. I forgot how it's called. Default something? Let me find it out. How do I do copy paste on this? Okay, here we go. Found this. This one. This is what I was looking for. Let me change the whole fucking sound. I have to change them manually, apparently. Here we go. Okay, so next sub, it's gonna be a different sub. Email, just letting you know. Just letting you know. Should be, at the very least. Should be. Just changing the sound, guys. 1 second. There you go. Prime Gaming. Yes, Prime Gaming is very cool. The field that a growing condition is present. What are you talking about? Alright, I guess doesn't work. Whatever. Can I fucking do something here? Why doesn't it work? Okay, here we go. Boom! Fixed it. Fixed it. From now on, dude, I'm not gonna do a 1v1 against people. What do you think this is? You have to understand, when people want to 1v1 me, I have literally 0 to gain. Literally 0 to gain. Nothing. So I was the last one made it say awkward pathetic. Pretty much, yes. You're the last one. Duo with PG. Are you gonna try playing Torp today since he has a new perk? No, I will not play Torp. What tier do you think Venture is? Pretty damn high. Today I'm gonna be reacting to some stuff. I decided that like I don't feel like playing at all. but I also want to stream. So I decided, let's just react to things. I know it's it might not be exciting as gameplay, but we can try. We can always try. Are the buffs to bladed enough? I don't know. Wait, let me get some water. Be right back. If you have stuff that you'd like me to react to, like TikToks or short videos or whatever, you can send them over my Discord. I'll tell you what channels so I can pay attention. The channel would be... Let's do feedback and ideas. Feedback and ideas would be the place. If you want to post some TikToks or shorts you'd like me to watch and react to, if it's good, you can post them in feedback my Discord. If you don't know what Discord I am, it's in the on YouTube. It's in the description below, or on Twitch, it's just do the exclamation mark Discord. Guys, is it hot? Hello, Lucy. Guys, is it hot where you guys are at as well, or is it just hot just here? Hey, Awkward, I've ranked up to Gold 2 to Plat 1 thanks to your Genji advice. Happy to help, dude. Mercy clip dump. No, thank you. They released a Wuyang cinematic. Yeah, I kind of watched that like 10 seconds and then I left. Yeah, it's dude, I am so upset at these new cinematics. Like, how is it possible that 8 years ago the cinematics like were 50 times better than what they currently are? Can somebody explain it to me? Do you remember the old animated shorts with the stories and stuff? They were so good. They were low key like fucking Disney type of production. All dev team got fired. All right. Thought it looked alright. I don't know. Probably budget. Well, I mean, I assume it didn't get them. I assume it if they had to cut it out, it means that the amount of basically didn't pay for itself. But like they have between 10 and 20 million views on YouTube. How is it possible that they didn't make? There's no ROI on that. You know. Actually, let's start with this. I want to see the new. Oh, okay, play Overwatch. Let me just put everything on the screen so you guys can see it. Give me a second. First of all, let's put the alerts and all the cool stuff. Let's watch that. I have to watch that. Okay, here we go. So check this out, right? Check this out. So this is the new Wuyang trailer. Just bear in mind, this has 22,000 views in approximately 1 hour. So I remember. I don't know if you guys are with me on this one, but do you guys remember the old BlizzCons at 2017, 2018? And with every BlizzCon, they would produce or show a new animated short. So I would genuinely sometimes put the BlizzCon in the background, just so I could watch an animated short. I know it seems very uncharacteristic of me because animated short. Like, I'm not a Disney guy. I didn't watch like Disney stuff, But I generally did like the animated shorts. I thought the storylines were nice. Time to produce really well. But dude, when they showed the animated shorts, when they came out, I swear to God, hundreds of thousands of people immediately just like were live on stream. The viewership broke every time they did the animated shorts. And also, if you would look it up on YouTube after about an hour, I swear it would have hundreds of thousands of views, if not a million, in like the first hour. It would be the most trending stuff, right? Now, it's only been an hour, give or take, almost 2 hours, right? And only 22,000 views for a new hero? Alright, whatever. I get it. Sombra was insane. But even like the old stuff, like the Genji, Bastion ones. So we have this, right? So this is the new one. I watched like 10 seconds and I paused.
This is not how I thought my night would go. My name is Wuyang.
I already cringe. No offense.
This here is my sister. Alright. She loves me. I think. It all started before dinner. Someone slipped this under my dorm room door. Overwatch wants me? Really? I could be a hero! How cool is that?
Is this supposed to be like Saitama? This reminds me of One Punch Man.
Oh wait, aren't they still outlaws? Oh, I'd be a criminal. But I'll be so famous! What about Mom and Dad? They'll disown me. Oh no. What will Anran say?
Dude, that... I don't know, it's so cringe, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I want to stop watching. Swear to God, it's so cringe.
Overwatch, huh? Cool.
There must have been a mistake.
This makes me want to play Rivals.
I don't deserve that.
You were invited to Overwatch, and you don't think you deserve
This has more of an anime style. I like it. Yeah, if it was cringe.
it? You and me, sparring arena, now.
But I... Look, I don't really... What the... Anran! No warm-up?
Nobody cares if you're ready. If you can't take me here, you won't make it out there.
Fire bending versus water bending. Yeah, that's an easy matchup if you watch Pokemon.
You're right. I've been carrying you for too long.
What?
I made things too easy for you.
Seriously? I work harder than everyone!
Yup.
She's already in the
Sure
game,
you
what do you
do.
mean?
Hey! I'm just trying to prove I can be as good as you!
So prove it.
This kind of feels like if Avatar was absolutely cringe. I don't know what I like, how to explain this.
Anran? You okay?
I'm so proud of you.
What the fuck is this? Ah,
I never
I'm sorry,
wanna
guys.
hear you say you're not good enough again.
Oh my god, bro.
'Cause
Can't
I
say you're
will
not good
literally
enough.
Fight you if you don't go.
No, don't say that.
Literally just fought.
Ah.
I'm gonna miss you.
It's you're right. It's so
Well,
corny.
maybe
It's so
not.
corny. It's so
What?
corny.
They invited you too? Put me through that! You kidding me? You could have burned me! You know how dangerous fire is! Stop laughing.
You know what? Sometimes this is even a thing about anime. You know what? Sometimes pisses me off, where they do the excessive talking while fighting. You know, it's like there's some animes and some like animated movies that they just don't stop talking while fighting, and it pisses me off. Did you guys watch? I don't know how many of you actually watch anime or not here. But how many of you have watched the second season of Jujutsu Kaisen? I want to know. How many of you watched the second season of Jujutsu Kaisen? So you know how there was the fight between like Mahoraga versus Sukuna in Shibuya? And it was like, I swear, like 5-6 minutes of fight. Not a single word was said. It was an intense fight. Not a single word was said. Like maybe Sukuna like kind of explained some things or thought about something, but it was never just talking nonstop while fighting. And you know, and you were sitting there, and because it was so intense, you're like glued to the screen. Your eyes are glued to the screen. It's like you want to observe every single thing that is happening, and it also makes you really appreciate the animation. You know. And one of my biggest pet peeves about stuff that are either cartoons or anime is they just like non-stop talk while fighting. It's so annoying. So annoying. I hate it. But how did we get... So we just watched the most recent animated short. I want to go to the Play Overwatch fucking thing, right? Why is it not... Why can't they... Oh, finally. So like 45 million, that's crazy. But if we go to, let's say, this, look at the difference. So this was 9 years ago. This was so long ago. Look at the comparison. This had 45 million views. And I remember, I think when this came out, I believe it was like trending. It was super, super trending. I don't think I watched it at the time. I don't remember watching it at the time because they came a little bit late. But I did watch like kind of a breakdown of this. I think this got 1 million views in about an hour, even more. But let's watch this. You don't have to watch the whole thing. But look at the difference. This was almost a decade ago, just so you understand.
My family tells of an ancient legend about two great dragon brothers. The dragon of the North Wind and the
Already
dragon
not
of the
cringe.
South Wind. Together, they upheld balance and harmony in the heavens.
Guys, that map looks cool. I don't know how many of you played Overwatch 1. This is arguably one of the worst maps of all time. Hanamura. Holy shit. That map was absolute garbage.
But the two brothers argued over who could better rule their land. Their quarrel turned to rage, and their violent struggle darkened the skies, until the dragon of the South Wind struck down his brother, who fell to earth, shattering the land.
So you see how already like the story, the voice acting is so different.
South Wind had triumphed, but as time passed and he realized his solitude.
The guard is kind of cringe. Yeah, but is it that cringe? You know what I'm saying? Is it that cringe as the one that we previously watched? I love you, brother! This wasn't just a video, it was a cultural moment, I agree.
For years, the bereft dragon's grief threw the world into discord. And he knew only bitterness and sorrow. One day, a stranger called up to the dragon and asked, "Oh, Dragon Lord, why are you so distraught?" The dragon told him, "Seeking power, I killed my
The storytelling
brother,
on this is really good.
but without him, I am lost." The stranger replied, "You have inflicted wounds upon yourself. But now, you must heal. Walk the earth on 2 feet as I do.
This doesn't feel like it's for like 9-year-olds, you know what I mean?
Then you will find peace."
You are not the first assassin sent to kill me. And you will not be the last. You are bold to
Aura
come to
farming.
Shimara Castle, the den of your enemies. This was once my home. Did your masters not tell you who I was?
I know who you are, Hanzo. I know you come here every year on the same day. You risk so much to honor someone you murdered.
You know nothing of what happened.
Best ability in the game, by the way. Fucking scatter error, bro.
I know you tell yourself that your brother disobeyed the clan. And that you have to kill him to maintain order. That it was your duty.
It was my duty. And my
Why did you remove
brother's.
scatter error? Because you can one-shot a tank.
That does not mean I do not honor him.
Look at that, bro. Aura farming.
You think you honor your brother Genji with incense and offerings? Honor resides in one's actions.
You dare to lecture me about honor? You are not worthy to say his name! You ga wagateki wo kurau!
Ryujin no kei wo kure!
I didn't know Genji Deflect can do that.
Only
Diff.
Shamada can control the dragons. Who are you?
DPS diff.
Do it then. Kill me.
No. I will not grant you the death you wish for. You still have a purpose in this life, brother.
No. Oh. My brother is dead.
Still waiting for the kissing part? No, that was before Overwatch turned gay.
Genji.
The dragon knelt upon the ground. For the first time, he was able to clearly see the world around him, and he became human. The stranger revealed himself as his fallen brother. Reunited, the two set out to rebuild what they had once destroyed.
What have you become?
I have accepted what I am, and I have forgiven you. Now you must forgive yourself. The world is changing once again, Hanzo, and it's time to pick a side.
Real life is not like the stories our father told us. You were a fool for believing it so.
Perhaps I am a fool to think there is still hope for
You're
you,
crying, I'm not
but
crying.
I do. Think on that, brother.
That's the new perk, by the way, of Genji. Yeah, with 24 months redacted. Ryan next? Do you already want to watch the Reinhardt next? So, like, my thing is, like, how did we go from this 10 years ago to the not, how do I put it nicely, not as good as what we have just saw? How is it possible? How is it possible to go from this into that in 10 years? I just don't get it. How is it possible? Money, but like, dude, doesn't this make you want to play Overwatch? Let's be honest here. $46 million views. the reason why might be a hot take, but I think that one of the biggest reasons as to why Overwatch attracted as much audience as it did is also due to these animated shorts. You watch this for 7 minutes, you're like, oh my god, this is so cool. You know, it's really cool. I like it. You know? Somebody said that the Junker Queen one was nice. Dude, it was... The Junker Queen was what? Not even remotely on this level. Not even remotely close to this level. The storytelling here was really nice. Besides the fucking gore that flips his phone, there was no cringe moment. The voice acting was really nice. Everything about it was really, really, really good. Ryan, do you guys want to watch the Ryan one? Do you guys want to watch this Reinhardt one? Honor and Glory, aka toxic masculinity, dude. I cannot believe that they show a gigantic dude with muscles and a big scar on his eye, and he's also white and blonde. Toxic masculinity, racism, xenophobia. It's over for Blizzard. It is over. When Blizzard was racist, it's over. It is over. Let's watch that one.
I thought we talked about this. You don't have to do
Ryan looks like he belongs in Gears of War. Yeah, also had some
Winston's
skins that look like this.
message wasn't meant for you. This isn't your fight.
Look at him. This is Giga Chad, bro. This is Giga Chad. Let's be real. If you are getting close to your 50s and 60s, how many of you would like to look like this? Let's be real. I'll raise my hand. I'll raise my hand. When I'm 50 to 60, I'd like to look like that.
Papa told me after so many years of service, you
Well, like, oh,
gave Overwatch everything, and then they pushed you out.
how did we get... Okay, look. How did we get from this to, like, fucking... How did this happen? How did this happen? What is that? No, but let's be real here. It seems like all the people who have made this and all the people who have made that got fired. They all got fired and they like swapped over. What's wrong with Lifeweaver? How many people would actually relate to Lifeweaver? How many people in the world do you think say, I wish I could be like Lifeweaver? How many people in the world do you think?
Papa told me.
You know, when you have characters like Lifeweaver, you know, in media or, you know, cartoons, media, anime, they're usually are served as comedy, you know? They usually serve as like comedy or stress relief or stuff like that, you know? They're like as a joke or for the fun. They're like the fun one. They're the troll, you know? A good number of people considering his style, a lot of ladyboys. Dude, the ladyboys don't look like Lifeweaver, okay? I think it would be fair. I think it's disrespectful to the ladyboys to be like Lifeweaver. I'm sorry, but it's true.
Me after so many years of service. You gave Overwatch everything, and then they pushed you out.
Ladyboys look like what? Dude, Lifeweaver doesn't look like a woman at all. Lifeweaver looks like a gay dude that decided to dress like a fairy. Okay.
Why would you go back to them? What is that?
Look at that. Look at that fucking transition.
I have been called. I must answer. It is a great honor.
So check this out. Giga Chad.
Give up the glory of Being a crusader? I don't think so.
He wishes
Giga chat.
The Crusaders are immortal defenders of Germany. People will be singing songs about our legacies.
Our legacies are our deeds. And this war is bigger than all of us.
Dropouts to the east, they're coming!
I want you to notice something.
All right,
Whatever.
people, they're
Like this.
playing our song. Stick with your dance partners. Let's crush those rust buckets.
Here's your walking stick, old man.
Live with honor.
Die with glory.
We work as one. Rocket up.
Giga chat.
Fire!
Where's my bazooka character? Where's my character with a bazooka?
I love the wind in my hair.
Get back and protect your team.
Ah, they're just slowing me.
Get back and protect your team. The average flat Reinhardt. Oh shit, they got the Orisa.
That is mine.
That is counterpicking.
Damn it, Reinhardt! Reinhardt!
More of those things!
We're being overrun! Fall back to the
Orisa counters Ryan, bro. Oh shit!
I had this.
Obviously. They're cutting us off. Let's move! That door won't hold. Get back
1
to the
HP, no
unit.
supports.
I will hold them off.
And let you have all the glory? We will fight our way back together.
No,
It's good, I know.
I'm staying here.
But without you,
Lieutenant, you took an oath to be a crusader. Now, keep it.
I won't leave you.
The team needs you. Be their shield. Reinhardt, live with honor.
You notice no one is crying.
This glory.
No one is crying here. Honor, glory. No one's freaking out. This guy's about to die and he's smiling. They're not crying, but we are now. As if.
Barrier is failing.
Dude, imagine if you could throw the hammer like that. That would be sick. I'm about to shed a tear, bro.
I have been called. I must answer.
It's a part of the real map in the game. If you go to Actionable third point, you'll see this. You'll see this, by the way. Guys, you see what I'm talking about? How did we go from that a decade ago, almost a decade ago, to like... Okay, look. I want dude. I want you to see something here. First off, I'm gonna say something that is obvious. Have you noticed, by the way? So, what is the underlying theme of this whole animated short? Thank you for the 6 months, Sensei, by the way. It's literally called Honor and Glory. It's honor and glory. It's about upholding your duties, you know? Like, he dies, I say, I will die because it's my duty to protect you. Now, Reinhardt, I will die. You need to protect them. Reinhardt doesn't freak out. I'm gonna fucking goes cry in a corner. He says, yes, Captain, takes the fucking thing, goes to protect his comrades. And, you know, gets them out of the bad situation. It's war. I also would like you to observe something. Oh, like, and I say this, and it's not meant to be something that is, you know, like controversial or something. But have you noticed there's not, besides Brigitte at the beginning, which, if I'm not mistaken, I think Brigitte is Reinhardt's daughter, is it? Or it's Torbjorn's daughter or something? I don't know. Is she related to Reinhardt in any way, shape, or form? Have you noticed that there's not a single girl in this whole animated short? Goddaughter? Okay. Have you noticed there's not a single girl in the whole animated short? I think there was like one that showed the beginning, you know? There was one they showed the beginning, but didn't actually show her fight, right? And if there's a female crusader, yeah, but she, like, you know, she was there for like a second, you know? But the thing is, it's like when you know, when we talk about wars and we talk about the subject of honor and glory and all that stuff, it's just like masculine stuff for the most part, you know? Like it's just like it's masculine stuff. It's masculinity. It's like, you know, guys can resonate with it, right? And I swear, if this short was made today, there will be only like one dude. There would be like a guy that is that would, like, all of a sudden when he's like, he would just cry, and then he will be like, oh, it's okay to cry. Gives him the hammer and do some ridiculous stuff, you know. But like, it almost seems like. And by the way, the girl characters on the other shorts, like when we talk about Sombra, when we talk about May, they're phenomenal as well, you know? But it seems as if, do you notice that this was 7 years ago? In 7 years, how the characters have the game itself and the essence of it and the underlying tones of the character and their backstories have shifted so hard. It shifted so hard. It's insane. Do you think they would make an animated short like this today? No fucking chance. Zero chance. I don't like this Junker Queen short. I think it was pretty garbage. The Kiriko one, yeah, the Kiriko one was nice. I think the Junker Queen short was so, like, it wasn't good. Did you watch the Soldier one? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know, because Soji is very masculine for a woman. I haven't watched it. I don't even know what it's talking about. So, like, there's such a big shift. It's insane. Like, when Overwatch came out and the heroes and the stories, people could resonate. You know, guys could resonate, girls could resonate. You know, like, when you also had, and even you were a fucking robot, you could resonate. You know, the Bastion one was pretty nice. That was really nice. We're not gonna watch more. Sombra was nice. Diva was semi-cool. Sombra was cool. I think Mei was somewhat cool. Kiriko was alright. I didn't like the Junker Queen one. Brig, let's not talk about Brig. It's so... But, like, you know, and no one was complaining, by the way. That's what was the peak of its popularity, right? You have to remember, these shorts were the peak of Overwatch popularity. Like, people really loved it. People really liked the characters. They really liked the origin story. Guys loved the game. Girls loved the game. Everybody loved the game. But all of a sudden, this would be considered toxic masculinity by today's standards, right? This is toxic masculinity. No girl whatsoever, and except one frame where you could see, like, a girl crusader or whatever, but she wasn't part of the story. And people would be like, "Where are the girls?" And whatever. It's so sad, man. There was literally nothing toxic about it. Yeah, but then when you have people like, dude, Reinhardt, when his captain died, he should have went to the corner and processed his feelings. You know, in the middle of war, he should have processed his feelings. I think that Reinhardt should have went to therapy. It's like, bro, he's in war. What are you talking about? He's fighting. People count on him. He's supposed to save people so they don't die in a fucking ditch against Bastion. Imagine you're dying to Bastion, and your Reinhardt is sitting in the corner processing his feelings. It's over. It's over for you. It's a void. It's GG, go next. But either way, the point I'm making is that it's mostly like, how did they go so downhill in 10 years? I know that I keep being repetitive about it, but whatever. All the cry. You know, I wonder what the comments are like here. I do wonder. What do people say? See, like, people loved it, man. Check most recent one. Watch this before. We kind of check newest. Like, oh, okay, man. Okay. Yeah, this is true. I like this. It's true. There are regular men that are gay. Don't have to be life ever to be gay. Yeah, that is true. Yes. What the fuck is that? I feel for her since day one. One of my wives from Overwatch. Is this Brig? Am I going to click this? I'm gonna see. Of course. My wife in Overwatch. Of course. I remember when Overwatch didn't suck. Things that didn't happen. It's funny, but things that didn't happen ever. What's up, Silas? See, people. This guy's just, you know, casually Korean. Boom, boom, boom. People even seem to love it today. Oh man. Either way, I kind of like some stuff on Twitter, so like to talk about. I just like random things, so I can talk about some stuff. Well, first of all, is that Blizzard teases a collaboration with Persona at the end of their Season 9 trailer, featuring a brand new Joker skin. Like, is it a collab with Joker? Is that like, it has so many likes as well. I mean, I liked it because I want to show it. Like, are you saying I can't play Sombra if I'm not a Latina? What? Who said that, bro? Do you know Persona 5 awkward? No, what is that? What is Persona 5? What is that? Can somebody explain this to me? Guys, like the collabs are I don't even know half of the thing. Yeah, I know Avatar and stuff. And One Punch Man, yeah. JRPG video game? Persona 5. Oh, wait. What is that? 2016? So it's not that old. Oh, sure. Okay, but what does it have to do with Joker? Is there like is it not the Joker that I'm thinking of, you know, from Batman? Shit, I thought it was Batman. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So it's so yeah, I don't know what that is. Probably exciting for people who play. I don't know what Persona 5 is. You know, Overwatch, I'll admit they do get to do a lot of collabs, which is really nice. You know, like there's no downsides to doing collabs. The only people that are just fucking crying all the time. You know, Blizzard does a collab with people like, yeah, but like, why didn't you make a skin for this character? Because nobody buys those skins. No, but I played the skin. Yeah, but nobody else plays it but you. You know, that's the problem. Regardless of what it is or not considered toxic, I really hate that they've been slacking so much with the lore. It feels like they just gave up on it. The thing about the lore, right, is that we watched the old animated short, and I think the old animated shorts were so nice. They have been written so well. The characters were so they had some deep storylines. They had history. It's almost as if they fired anyone who wrote those stories, and anyone who made the animate, like anything that is remotely to the origin of Overwatch, something like the OG of Overwatch. And they fired everyone and brought a new team. Ah, they did. They actually did. Is it facts or is it just said though? Necro said you're paying Guang to suppress the UMM and you're 100% in ranked GM video. Is that actually true? Do you have the clip? Send it over. Who the fuck is Guang as well? So yeah, going up. So, by the way, I don't know. I see, like, when I go on Twitter, sometimes, usually when I see stuff about Overwatch, it's always fucking drama, right? So apparently, everyone, I noticed that there was something with flats. Now, I digged into this a little bit. I just wanted to see what it's like. So apparently, like, you know, Flats has always shared his opinions, and now everybody's fucking Flats is a dumbass. Flats is this. Flats is that. So Samido comments that Flats has been pretty much king of Overwatch content since 2021. And now the thing is, I don't resonate with Flats's content at all. I don't watch him at all. I don't watch his stuff. It doesn't resonate with me. I don't like this type of content so much. Not for me. I don't, you know. It's not that I hate Flats, but I also don't love Flats, right? But for me to watch this screenshot, and what are we seeing now? Flats, with every video that he posts, hundreds of thousands of views in Overwatch. And I don't think you guys understand how difficult it is to go past the 100,000 views mark in Overwatch. Because you would be surprised, not a lot of people actually watch Overwatch on YouTube. My most popular ones are like unranked 2 GMs, but my unranked 2 GMs are really good compared to everything else. Compared to like every other ranked GM. My unranked 2 GMs are the most popular ones. Why? Number one, I have absurdly high win rates, right? What about Crandop? Crandop probably gets the most amount of views, but he doesn't post as much. If Crandop, you have to understand, Flats posts every single day. You know, Flats posts every single day. He gets 100,000 views almost every video, and he posts every single day, if not 2 times a day. That racks up a lot of you. You have to understand how many. If we go to Social Blade and type Flats, I wonder. Where's Flats? Here. How many views does this guy get? He has 5. Wait, that's total. How many views does he have per month? 14 million views in 30 days. That's one channel. He has also another channel. What does he have? Flats, more Flats, Flats 2, something like that. 4.55, 515, let's say 20. What else? Flats. Does he have more channels? Flats. More Flats. Here we go. More Flats. 400,000. So let's round it up. Let's say 20 million views a month, right? By the way, the earnings that you see here are absolutely BS. I'm not sure how they calculate that shit, but I'll give you the numbers. I'll give you the numbers. Flats has 20 million views. Let's assume for a second that half of them are shorts. Let's assume for a second that half of the views are shorts. It's, let's say, 10 million views a month. Okay? Of long-form content, not short-form content. Right? So I'm going to give you approx numbers of what payment you would expect with 1 million views on something. So give or take, you would make about $5,000. It could be 4, it could be 6. On some months, it could be 7. It, of course, depends on the length, but every video after, let's say, so like the longer videos do a little bit more. It depends on watch time. I'll watch in a second, nothing. Let me play this out. Shit. Okay, 1 second, bro. So, give or take, it depends on watch time, but let's assume between $4 to $6 for, on average, so let's say 5 per 1,000 views. So for 1 million views, you would get $5,000, right? So if Flats makes videos, and I think at his peak, he would have a lot of views. Let's say 10 million long form, that's $50,000 a month, just from YouTube views. You don't get ad revenue from shorts, you do, but it's very low compared to long form. It's very low. Like for 1 million views, you could maybe get like $50 on short form. It's like 100x less. But it's not even about the money itself. It's about the amount of views. Flats probably has the most amount of views in Overwatch ever. You know, like when we look at monthly views. How could you when you hear King of Overwatch content? Well, yeah, I think it's fair to say that Flats is one of those. Like, you might not like his content, you might think it's slop, it's bad, whatever. You're entitled to your opinion, but it gets the views. Therefore, yes, it's fair to say that Flats is king of content. I don't watch his content. I don't like his content. You know, Not a big fan. And it's fair to say, no hard feelings, right? So yes, he is the king of Overwatch content because nobody gets like as much views as him. Not even today. If Overwatch makes a YouTube video tomorrow, I don't think he plays Overwatch anymore. You know, he would probably have so many views. People. You have to understand, to get 100,000 views on Overwatch, it's very difficult. You have to pull out a very, very interesting videos. You need to have like a very interesting personality, good storyline, etc., etc. It's not easy to get a video over 100,000 views in Overwatch. Right? In general, but in Overwatch specifically as well. And people be hating on Flats. You know what's interesting to me? Is that Flats is actually responding to that shit. Dude, if I was Flats, I'll tell you what I would have done. If somebody would have hated on me on Twitter, you know what I would have posted? I would have posted just random things that I buy. What do I mean by that? If somebody like Flats is fucking garbage, he's a piece of shit, garbage content creator, would have just posted a picture of my new car, would have posted a picture of my new house, would have posted a picture of my bank account, put $10 million in on $10 million on Photoshop and just post it. Because these people, like, you have to understand that these people that are hating, they're genuinely, I think they kind of have no life. They live rent-free. Flats lives rent-free in their heads. Oh my God, Flats said this. Who cares what he said? Live on. Move on with your life. Who cares? You're so lame. Like, don't you have... Like, why do you care so much about what Flats said? Who cares? Got to stay humble, though, or appear humble? Why? For haters, why? Why do you have to appear humble or be humble for haters? You know, like, they're already mad. And Tiara is right. It's envy. It's jealousy. You know? It's envy and jealousy. So if they're envy and they're jealous, might as well give them one more reason to be jealous. You know? But either way, you know what's interesting? Like, I understand why I get hate. I mean, I don't think I'm saying things that are wrong. I just say things as they are, and I'm trying to be very truthful. And I understand why I get hate. You know, like... But Flats is somebody, whatever you say about him, he's a nice guy. You know, he's very politically correct. He's a nice guy, he's politically correct. He stays in his own lane, kind of. You know, he doesn't say things that are controversial or like out of line. You know? But the funny thing is that the people who watch him and love him eventually turn up to hate on him when he says an opinion that just is a little bit different. And it's not like an opinion of something crazy, or like, this group of people should die, or something like that. It's nothing crazy like that. It's like, yeah, I think that Overwatch esports is not so good. Yeah, Flats is garbage, fuck Flats. And these people like watch him 2 days ago just because he said a different opinion. Now they're all hating on him. So like, what you should learn from this is that just say you're gonna get hate regardless. People are gonna hate you regardless. So might as well just stay in your own lane, say whatever the fuck you want. People will like, at least people will like you for who you are and not for somebody you pretend to be, right? And don't even bother responding to these losers. Flats, if you're... I'm probably not gonna watch this, but Flats, if you're watching this, dude, don't respond to these fucking dumbasses. Yeah, okay? They're sad, they're envy, and if you want to respond, just like respond something as a troll. If they're envy, just make them more envy. Be like just respond to them. Oh my God, look at the new car I just bought, and post a Ferrari. So they're just mad as fuck. So they can be even more mad. But if you really want to take the high road, don't even respond. So yeah. And this is the reason why I like this, because this gets me into another topic. So people, like, it's not a new thing. People don't like Samir in the Overwatch scene. They like, you know, they're like the villains of the Overwatch scene. You know, Samito is one of them. I'm obviously one of them. We're the villains. We're the bad guys. You know, they're the good guys and they're the bad guys. Right? I keep saying this, and it's very important for me to say this. I've been on a team with Samito before. I've been on a team with him for a while. It's not like 1 month or a couple of weeks. We've been on a team together for a few months, if not like I got to know the person, right? Maybe not on a super personal level, but at least as a professional. We're on the same team. And I'll tell you something. I have not had a negative experience with Samito. I gotta say, things that actually happened. Samito was never rude, never acted unprofessionally. I can say that the guy is somewhat passionate, right? And sometimes he can get like passionate about things, and he gets like frustrated or emotional, like with losses. But we would never lose a match, and Samito would freak out and say, "You're bad, you're bad, you're bad." He would really be frustrated with a loss, and then just kind of like went into his corner and be like, "Yeah, like how can we fix this? I want to fix this." Right? I've got nothing bad to say about Samito, because my personal experience with him is phenomenal. I think he's a very good guy. People don't like him. To be honest, I don't even know why. Because of his opinions, whatever. I understand. If you don't like his opinions, whatever. It's your own thing. Who cares? Right? But the thing is that the reason why I like this is because Samito just complains. Okay, that's okay. That's fair. I mean, that's fair. I understand. Is that you can say apples are green, for example. And if you're Flats or SK or Boger or all of these PC content creators, people are like, yeah, apples are green, yay, you know, like, you're right, go on, King, you know, everybody's so supportive and so nice, you know. But if Samito says apples are green, Samito, you're a piece of shit. You're a grifter. You're a fucking loser. You know? Fuck you, Samito. Blah, blah, blah. Right? Then it's like, okay, that's interesting. Like, when a person that you dislike says something, you vilify him. Say he's a bad person. He's horrible. You try to come up with any excuse as to why the reason that he said the thing that he said is bad. But when a content creator that you do like says the same thing, all of a sudden he's a king. Go on, amazing, keep it up, right? And it brings me to this photo. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Have you ever seen that? Break the few. Thank you for Prime, and I really appreciate it. Have you seen that picture? I'll give you some context to it. You're not the bad guy or damage guy. You know it, AVT. You know it. Are you guys seeing the screen? So this, I'll give you some context. This is Super. He's a content creator in Overwatch. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've ever watched him. Maybe I've watched one of his videos. I don't know. I don't know much about him. I know he used to be a pro player. Whatever. But let me ask you. If I were to ask, so this was a thumbnail on a video that he has made. A thumbnail on a video about Overwatch Ranked. This is the 9/11 American tragedy. People have died. It kind of shifted. It shifted the culture a lot, you know. Now, you can take this it can take it two ways. Number one, you can find this dark humor, right? It's dark, it's funny. You know, you can say that. You have one side of the spectrum. And the other side, you can say, yeah, you don't joke about these things. People have died, it's American tragedy, etc., etc. Whatever side you're on, you can say it's an opinion. It's subjective. Whatever. Okay? However, I would like to address something. Imagine if I, Awkward, would use this thumbnail. Do you think I would get the same reaction and the same kind of treatment as Super did? Be honest here. Or Samito. No chance. No chance. And you know, the double standard is so insane to me. I could use this thumbnail and oh my God, Awkward is the most horrible person ever, right? But if superpose this, it's like, it's just, it's a funny guy. It's dark humor, relax. He doesn't mean it that way. He doesn't mean it that way. It's okay. But, like, people give who they like the benefit of the doubt, and people don't give the benefit of the doubt to people who they dislike. They come up with excuse to people who they like. But, like, regardless if you find this offensive or you find this as a joke, right? In both scenarios, you can address this as edgy, right? It's edgy. And people can say this is a joke. The same people who say this is a joke, this is dark humor, they'll be like, oh my god, Awkward said the word retard. He said the word retard. He's using slurs. Okay, so like is me saying the word retard as a joke, not all of a sudden it's not funny? Where's the dark humor? It's not even dark. Where's the humor? Where's the edgy stuff? Like why is being edgy is only for specific for content creators? So like he can put the 9/11 thumbnail, but if I say the word retard, the same people say like, oh my god, he's a bad person, he's horrible. See? That's crazy. I'm okay with dark humor, but I think that my opinion is this. I'm okay with dark humor. We all make jokes. But I think that some humor can stay private. Some things you can say like kind of between your friends or the group chat and stuff like that. I think that personally speaking, I think this is a little bit distasteful. Okay? It's American tragedy. People have died. And I'm not even American. It's not. If he posted in his group chat, be like, yeah, okay, that's funny. If somebody posts, yeah, I get it, the joke, funny, right? But I think that some things are a little bit too distasteful to the public. But the point is that I say retard, awkward, bad. This guy posted, same people say, yeah, it's just a joke. Well, why is one a joke and not a joke? It's just hypocritical. It's so sad. But again, the thing that you have to learn from this is that you literally can't take anything that these people on Twitter or all of these parasocial guys take. You take it with a grain of like you wouldn't even take it with a grain of salt. You just like would completely avoid what they're saying. They don't live a true life. It's almost like they're bots. I don't think they're real people even. That's Hydron, by the way. But yeah, that's kind of the point. So by the way, I've liked this myself because I want to kind of like clarify what I mean here. I think that people, when I post stuff like this on YouTube is more prominent. Here I barely have any impressions, but on YouTube I got a lot of comments on this one. So I said, when it comes to skill, I see the word talent as essentially meaningless. It can't be demonstrated, quantified, or measured, right? And what I mean by that is that it's not that I don't think talent is like a real thing. It's more a construction of many things, or not many, but a few things like discipline, consistency, and perseverance. Okay? And the thing is that when people say that I am talented, for example, my idea is, well, prove it, right? How can you prove that someone is talented? Can you prove that I'm talented? You can't prove that I'm talented, right? You can't really prove that. Because you can say, yeah, but like, how can you explain that I've been playing Overwatch for 5 years and I'm plat, and it took you a month and a half to get to top 500? Well, first of all, even before it got me a month and a half to get to top 500, but I also had at least a decade of experience beforehand playing competitive video games. Like 10 years beforehand. I've played Counter-Strike on a high level. I've played Shootmania Storm. I've played Guns. I played Dota. right? So, and it got me the experience. That's why I managed to climb so fast in Overwatch, because I had the prior experience. So people, how long did it take you to get to a high level in CSGO? Yeah, but you're talking about the CS2 stuff? The CS2 stuff, it took me 2 months to go from 2,000 to 3,000, but I also had like 2,200 hours beforehand. A decade ago, I used to play. I probably have the most amount of hours in Counter-Strike. I used to play 1.6. I used to play 1.6 since 2008, and I stopped playing at 2015 in Global Offensive. I played Counter-Strike for 7 years. What was your first comp game ever? Seriously, probably 1.6. And it used to be garbage, dude. I used to be really bad at the beginning. It took me a while. But for other people, it would take, so whatever took you to be good at CS 1.6, it would take other people longer. Yeah, but they didn't grind as much as me. They didn't blame any other people just as much as me. I was serious about it. I tried really hard. I was self-accountable. So I was disciplined. I was consistent. And when things went bad, I just went through them. I had things that, like, oh my God, all the games are bad. I'm losing every game. The things that I'm trying are not working. Like, yes, they're not working for now, but I'll make them work. And that's the difference. Is that people use the word talent to describe these things: the discipline, the perseverance when things don't go your way, and not giving up, and just consistently doing the things. So that's what I mean by talent. The talent is just like an easy word. It's a label. It's like, yeah, Awkward is that good because he's talented. When you say that I'm talented, it offends me quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of offends me when people call me talented. People think it's like a good thing to say. No, it's not a good thing. Dude, I have so many hours playing video games. Calling me talented is literally discrediting any hard work that I've put. My mind, it discredits my mindset as well. It discredits how I look at the game. They're like, yeah, some people are just like naturally better. How do you know they're naturally better? How do you know they're naturally better? You don't know. You don't know if their past experiences, You don't know how they think. You don't know when things go bad, how they act. It's not talent. Don't you think that people like Messi or MJ were more talented naturally than other people? What is that? Does it mean to be more talented? What does it mean? Do you know honestly, do you know anything about Messi? Do you know how much time he's spent practicing? Do you know how he reacted when things went poorly? Do you know how disciplined he is? I don't know. I assume it's very I assume that it's incredible. Why? Because he is as good as he is, or Michael Jordan, or LeBron James. Like, for example, yes, with I'll give you the benefit. Like for basketball, I'll say that being tall, for example, helps. Yeah, it helps. Most definitely. I think that eventually there's like a genetic cap, but that's like physical stuff. But like, it doesn't mean that if you're tall, automatically you're good at basketball. Like, if you reach the top level, being tall will help you. And it's also a good starting point. And also, like, when you say, it's genetics. Okay, how can you possibly demonstrate that genetics, like, someone is better at somebody at video games because of their genetics? Prove it. How can you prove it? Can anybody prove that somebody's better than the other, and someone is better than another person because of genetics? How can you demonstrate that? IQ? unless you're like an outlier to the bottom. I don't think that 90, like for example, 99 IQ is worse than 120 IQ necessarily. And also, the most successful people at their fields, whether it's sports or anything competitive, or not the highest IQ, what kind of a logic is that? Reaction time? Prove that reaction time is genetic, that first of all. Second of all, prove that people have better reaction times. How many people do you think actually test their reaction times? Thank you for the prime, Blue Knight. Thank you, I appreciate it, man. And Zito, thank you for the 5 months. Sorry, I didn't say thank you. Someone like Mozart had perfect pitch, for example, and I think that helped him play masterpieces that are still known today. I'm not really familiar with Mozart's story, so I couldn't really tell you about it. And I can say that there are some people who just perceive things. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that some people are just not geniuses. I think that some people are just the geniuses. That being said, that they're like once, not even in a million, they're 1 in a billion. 1 in a billion. So to say that the reason why someone is flat and someone is GM is challenges, it's absolute horseshit. It's horseshit. Or someone is a good musician and someone is a bad musician because of talent. Horse shit. Talent is the ability to learn something you're prone to quicker. It's simple. Let me see the word prone. What does it mean exactly? Prone can mean lying. What the fuck? What? Prostate. What? Okay. The ability. Wait, said the ability to learn something you're prone to. How can you know that you're prone to something? How can you know? Like, how can you know that you're prone to something? Basically, the question is that I would like to ask: how can you really prove? How can you really prove by trying it? Okay, how? So, for example, let's say I'll give you the perfect example. I play video games and I do boxing. That's my personal life. Getting into boxing was easy for me compared to other people because I already had the mindset from video games that it's my fault for fucking up. And there's something I can do better. And I would go and watch like pro boxers and what they do in the ring. And I would like record myself. I would record myself fighting or sparring. And I would ask myself, okay, what is the difference between what I'm doing here and what this pro fighter does? Now, of course, the pro fighter has been doing it for a very, very, very long time. And they obviously do work way harder than I am. They put in more hours. And I'm not claiming that I can be on their level. But it's like the basic principle is what do they do that I don't? Right? So the point is that I'm making is that the reason why I progressed in boxing within the same amount of hours compared to other people that put in the same amount of hours is because, pretty simply, because I already have the mindset from video games. And I know it sounds ridiculous. Video games, boxing, yes, there's a lot of similarities in the way you think. And that's why I became better at it compared to other people. I'm not claiming to be that I'm the best boxer ever because I don't take it as seriously as other people, you know? But the point is that you have prior experiences, you know? So, like, when you say somebody's more talented, it's like, yeah, someone could be more disciplined. Someone could have more past prior experience that help with that thing that are not even correlated. That are not correlated, like, per se, physically. And Michael Jackson had, for example, had a natural talent for singing and dancing. Yes, there is hard work behind it, but I think that no matter how hard someone works, they will never reach his level if they don't have natural talent. What do you mean by that? You're saying that no one can dance as good as Michael Jackson or sing as good as Michael Jackson? How can you, like, maybe I don't understand much about singing, but how can you quantify if somebody sings as good? I'm sure that there are many people who dance better than Michael Jackson and sing better than Michael Jackson. Now, they might not be as popular. I think that Michael Jackson could have been one of the most famous people that ever walked on planet Earth, but just because he's famous, the most famous, doesn't mean that he's the best at it. So I don't understand the example at all, actually. I don't think the example demonstrates natural talent whatsoever. Okay, example. Two kids get into the hobby at the same time, but one of them is picking it up faster with the same amount of work and practice. It's natural talent. So when you say natural talent, you mean the way he was raised, the way he thinks, his prior experiences? Why don't you just say, yeah, just one guy is just a little bit more persistent. One guy is just a little bit more disciplined. One guy have good parents that teach self-accountability compared to the other kid that his parents are like, yeah, it's okay, buddy. Like, everything is okay. Well, you know, third place is fine. No, it's okay to be bad. Like, it reads so many, like, why is it, like, talent is a label for so many other factors. And that's what I don't like, because it discredits those other factors. There is an Ed Sheeran interview who proves singing is not talent. It's through hard work and practice. I don't know much about singing, so maybe there's a singer who can tell me what does it mean to be, you know. I wasn't talking absolutes before, but on average, research showed that IQ is the single best predicator of academic achievement and job performance. So, but the thing is, like, I don't necessarily disagree with you that IQ plays a big factor. But how many people actually take an IQ test to prove they're more talented? That's the first thing, if we're like taking that correlation. Number two is like, where's the cap? Like, is there a big difference between 100 IQ and 120 IQ when it comes to achievements? Is there a big difference? Is there a small difference? Or is there not enough data to tell you? But like, can I ask you something? And I'd like to boil this down to something very, very simple, you know? So I have a question. So let's just take this into the Overwatch category. And you look at two plat players, right? And you look at two plat players. One of the players says, dude, my tank is so bad. I lost because of my tank. My supports weren't healing me. And you have another person who says, oh man, like, I think I could have taken the angle here. I think I should have shot the supports at this time. Oh, I think I should have used my abilities at that time. Who do you think is more likely to rank up? And who is more likely to be hard stuck? It's a genuine question. So let's assume we take these two people and they both play for 1,000 hours. And after 1,000 hours, the first guy that blames his tank and blames his support, he's still stuck in plat. And the guy, after 1,000 hours, that says, yeah, I could have used my nade here, and I could have used my, I should have angled there. Man, I should have healed the tank at a time. And now all of a sudden, he is like high GM. Would you say that the high GM is just more talented? And the other guy is less talented? It's a genuine question. It's like a thought experiment, you know? So Viti said yes. Viti, would you say that the guy is more talented and the other guy is less talented? Or would you use a different word to describe it? Would you just use, yeah, this guy is just way more self-accountable? You know? This guy doesn't blame anybody else. When he hits a rough patch, he's like, yeah, I know the rough patches are a part of the thing, and I'll just, keep grinding through them. And he's more determined. So you're saying that people are raised? No, I don't think it's necessarily how people are raised. I think that the way you're raised gives you a big advantage. But like, unless you're literally mentally handicapped, you can change the way you think and the way you approach things, Just because your parents taught you one way doesn't mean that in 18, when you grow up to be 18 years old, you can't change the way you think or mind just because your parents raised you a single way. Now, I'll grant that if your parents raise you right, so it'll give you a big advantage. Yes, that's why parenting is such an important thing. Would you agree with my definition? Let me read. So the talent is like an initial advantage in learning rate, error correlation, and cost of effort. It's just the starting slope. Yes, but the thing is, people say it's an inherent thing. And my point is how can you prove that it's inherent? I don't like the word inherent, because when you say somebody's talented, and by definition you say that it's inherent, I have a problem with that, because you discredit everything that I did and my mentality and how I approach things. Because they say, yeah, you were just like inherent. You're born with it. It's genetic stuff, and that pisses me off, because that takes away anything that I struggle with in order to get to somewhere, and that's what I hate about it. Because you can't really prove that it's inherent. You can't. It's impossible. Talented is inherent. For example, Messi. Can you please explain that to me? Can you please demonstrate and show me proof that Messi was just born to be the best player ever? How can Messi talent example? You're just like an NPC dude. Like, no offense, I said you're like an NPC dude that's like repeating the same lines that you hear online. Why is Messi talented? Can you explain to me why is Messi talented? And can you please show me proof that it's inherent? So I completely disagree with that. I think saying Messi is talented discredits everything that Messi ever did to become the amazing player that he is. To take Michael Jackson's example, once dancing and singing in a group of the age of 5, I think there's natural talent inherited. Why? Like, why? Why must it be that if somebody dances not good in the age of 5 compared to somebody doesn't dance as good at the age of 5 is talent? Can you explain it to me? Could it be that, Michael Jackson just danced at home every time? Could it be that Michael Jackson watched a lot of dancing and singing on TV and tried to kind of mimic it? Is it possible compared to other kids? Do you think it's possible? Because he's never taking a class before? Well, it doesn't need to take a class. He could have watched it on TV. He could have watched it somewhere. So why would he be better at 5 than adults doing it his whole life? I don't understand what it means to be better at dancing. I generally don't understand what it means to be better than an adult. I don't know how could a 5-year-old be a better dancer than an adult? I don't mean that it's impossible. I'm just saying I just don't understand how you can quantify it. I just don't understand. I'll say that if you're an adult and you're a shitty dancer, well, that just means that you suck, but it has nothing to do with talent. It means you didn't really put an effort, you didn't really put hard work. And hard work doesn't mean time. It's actually learning. It's about recording yourself and asking, what was with that move that was not looking good? Why was that not as fluid? Etc., etc. Seems like a cop-out to the question. What does it mean? What is a cop-out? There are 100% child singers that are better than adults doing it their whole life. Yeah, just because you're doing something your whole life doesn't mean that you've been doing it well. That's the false premise. Just because you are doing something your whole life doesn't mean you can be good at it. I mean, not can. You are good at it, rather. How can you measure it? Yeah, because I like, it's a genuine question. I don't understand how can you measure dancing. I don't know, like, how. Like, I can understand how you can measure being good at video games. It's your rank. I can understand how you can be good at like, you can measure like how good you are in basketball, right? But you say the talent is based on how hard you work for it. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say the talent is how hard you work for it. I'm saying that it's a part of it. And I think that the problem with a lot of people is that they think hard work is hours put in. Most people put in a lot of hours and never improve because they don't actually think as to how they're improved. They autopilot. They just do the same thing on every day on repeat. Don't think, how can I be better? Why was this bad? What is this guy doing better than I do? They just live on autopilot. So like, somebody being able to climb, playing 1 hour a day, climbing Overwatch, and compared to somebody in 5 hours, has nothing to do with talent. You said that to be talented discredits all the hard work. I didn't say that it only discredits all the hard work. It discredits hard work. It discredits the way you think, your mindset. It discredits your discipline. It discredits your past experiences as well. Don't you think that a 5-year-old who hits top 1 Overwatch will be there thanks to his natural talent? So the thing is, I don't think a 5-year-old can be top 1 Overwatch. I don't think it's possible. So that already kind of, so why wait, you know what, let's go off of that. Why can't a 5-year-old be top 1 Overwatch? Can you explain it to me, Silas? But if they did, yes, if it did, yes, I would be willing to grant that some people are just born different. And by the way, I think that some people are born different, but it's a very specific field, you know, very specific. Like, it's geniuses. So we're talking about like Einstein, Stephen Hawking, but it's yeah. I'll grant, but it's like 1 in a billion. It's not that I say that there's some people who are not like super geniuses and they perceive things just differently, right? But I'm saying for the vast majority of people, but even if you perceive things differently, it doesn't mean that you're gonna necessarily be good at something. Like, Albert Einstein wouldn't necessarily be good in Overwatch. Okay, I'll be honest. And Stephen Hawking wouldn't necessarily be good at basketball, but it's not only because he's disabled. But the thing, like, I would like to ask a basic question. Why there has never been, let's say, a 10-year-old who has been rank 1 at any video game? Why is that? Could somebody, Anton specifically, because you're against the idea. So if natural talent exists, why there hasn't been a 10-year-old who's rank 1? Why is that? Why is that? You're foul for choosing basketball? Yeah, I know. Dark humor, guys. Dark humor. No 10-year-old is playing Overwatch? There are many 10-year-olds who play Overwatch. That is not true. Many 10-year-olds play Overwatch. Many young kids play a lot of games. They're on Fortnite. Okay. Name a 10-year-old that was top 1 in Fortnite. Or a professional player in Fortnite at 10 years old. You can't name them. So if talent, innate talent, inherent talent exists, why is that a 10-year-old will never, or rather, well, I want to say will never, I can't predict the future, right now has never been top 1 or professional? Why is that? Aren't they like super young pros? 16-year-old, yeah. 16, way different than 10. Booga was like 13. I think Booga was like 14 as well. But again, 14 is the age where it's enough where you can build the experience, especially when it comes to a new game like Fortnite. Sugar Free was pro at 14. Yeah, 14 is fair, yeah. You know, I might say something, it might be a hot take, you know. It's not a hot take, but I would argue that I was as good as Sugar Free was at 14 Overwatch, just different games. But Overwatch is just fairly new, that's all. The difference is the reason why 10-year-olds can't be as good as people who are older, like say 14, 15, 16, or 20, is because they don't have the past experiences. They haven't experienced enough, and they haven't done enough volume of that thing. Therefore, they won't get the same results. Which literally kind of goes to the ways that it's discipline, it's putting in the hours, and it's going through the hurdles. They haven't been through enough to get to that level. What was the kid you're talking about? Buga. Buga World Cup winner. Oh, wait, 2019? How? That's 17 years old. Why are you guys saying that's 17 years old? That's not like 13. He's born 2002. Let's say 2003 because December 30. So 2003. Yeah, that's 16 years old still. 16. Yeah, that's, I would say, pretty reasonable. I wouldn't be surprised that people who are like 13 can also be very good. Because I think at 13, it depends on what you play. I think that when you go from 9 to 14, like usually people start playing games very young. We're talking like 6. At this point, I used to start playing video games when I was 6-ish. I would say that people do it way earlier now because of the accessibility. I think people start playing video games maybe like at 4 or 5 at this point in time. Right? I have to be honest, just as you're saying that it can't be proven that talent is a factor, it also can't be proven that it isn't. I think that it's pointless to worry about it because it's outside of anyone's control. Look, I think that discipline and persistency and mindset, the way you approach problems can be quantified and can be measured and you can see it. But even if I were to concede that it's true, yeah, sure, that's the point. Exactly. You can't know if someone is talented and it isn't. That's why, like, why would you worry about it? The point is, the reason why someone is better than you, like to say someone is more talented and therefore that's why he's better than you, is just a cop-out excuse. You're just making excuses for yourself. You take away from other people's dedication and hard work. It's quite disrespectful if you ask me. And I think it's a lame excuse in general. That's why I don't like to use that word. I don't like that word. I don't like to call people talented. I like to call people disciplined. I try to tell people that I have a really good mindset. I like to tell people that the way they think about things is really good and it's beneficial. I love to tell that is the stuff that I love. I love to see people that are constantly trying, and even in rough patches, they understand that they don't give up in rough patches and just keep going. I like it. That's what I like. I don't call them talent. Oh my God, you went through really bad times and you progressed and you tried. Yes, even though you had a bad year, you just kept going. You kept being persistent. Yeah, that's what I like. I love your persistence. Not I love that you're talented. That's the point. Either way, moving on. Yeah, dude, this I don't know what the fuck that is. This is like this is what went wrong with Overwatch. What went wrong with Overwatch is not these people. It's the fact that Blizzard listens to these people. It's the fact that Blizzard caters to these people. It's been 9 years and you still can't have a team full of black heroes, by the way. Okay. Who cares? Black people most definitely don't care. And I'm willing to bet $1,000 this guy is white. Oh, of course. Flags, watermelon, certified fucking moron. Okay, certified fucking moron. Yeah, I would totally take this guy. Yeah. I draw guts and get low dudes. Certified fucking moron. Flags, watermelon. Yes. Disgusting flesh creature. Yes, I would totally take what he says. And implement it in the game. And I'm willing to bet this guy is also white as fuck. So, it is what it is. And the sad part is that Blizzard actually listens to these people. And that's why that's how we went from honor to and glory to Lifeweaver. Yeah. What about people that achieve great things without putting as much work into the other people that achieve the same? Past experiences, mindset, could be many factors. When I say many, I mean like 5. I see what you mean, but I could agree with you. But we see in youth football teams that are 6, 7, 8 years old. You know, when I was lore about me. When I was young, my brother was like he used to be in football. My brother was in football. I also went to football, by the way, and I'll be honest with you guys. I played football for about 2 years when I was young. I think when I was like about 6 or 7 and 7 and 9, I believe these were the ages. And eventually, I didn't progress much, and I gave up. I quit. Okay, and I definitely was worse than any other. Like I definitely was one of the worst people on my team. You know, and I'll be honest. So the reason why I was one of the worst ones on my team is very simple. I never practiced on my own time. I never actually tried to be good at it. I just showed up to practice, did what the coach asked me, and that's it. And that's why I sucked ass. That's why I quit. Because not only I didn't try as the other guys, not only that I didn't persist after I failed, I gave up immediately when they said, yeah, you're gonna be benched. I just gave up. I just quit. So and the other kids didn't. The other kids practiced in their free time. The other kids watched football players in their free time. The other kids got benched but still kept practicing and didn't quit and eventually got somewhere. And that's different. You see, that's the difference. It's not that they were more talented than me. It's that I didn't give a shit compared to them. And if I don't give a shit and I don't try, and they try, yes, they deserve to not be benched. I deserve to be benched. I sucked. I didn't say these kids are more untalented than I am. No. They actually fucking did put in the work. And like this whole idea of, you know how they keep perpetuate this whole Messi's talented, but Ronaldo is the hard worker. You know, I think like some people, like from my opinion, it's just like a kind of a rivalry thing. They label these things to make an interesting rivalry in a football field. But to say that if you say that Messi is talented, you have to say that Ronaldo is also talented. If you say that Ronaldo is a hard worker, you have to say that Messi is a hard worker as well. It can't be like you can't just say the one guy is talented, one guy is fucking hard worker. It makes no sense. It's ridiculous. But you can say some people aren't more talented than others. Trust me, if you worked as hard as Magnus Carlsen, you would still be 500 elo below him. Dude, I think some people said in comments, Magnus Carlsen literally came out of his mother's womb and they put him in front of the chessboard. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And also in a game like chess, you have all the past experiences literally laid out to you in a PDF in front of your face. You can see all the previous champions in front of your face and how they played, and you can analyze their mistakes. And that is, by the way, why nowadays the champions of nowadays are way better than champions of 50 years ago, because they have the experience of the people from before. Magnus started late. Okay. There's a counterexample to your point. There is no chess super GM in the world that started playing chess after the age of 5, I think. If anything, that serves to prove awkward point. Exactly. So, like, how is it possible? How is it possible that if you start to play chess now, you will never beat somebody who started at 5 and he's like a world champ? And the reason is because, well, he has 15 years ahead of you. You know, he has 15 years of experience ahead of you. And you won't beat him. Let's see. Let's see the... can you guys see this? I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, I'll just do the link like this. Let's read. He was born 1990. Let's say childhood. The fuck is that? His father, a keen amateur chess player. So first of all, he already had a father that was into chess. He probably got him into playing young. Taught him to play at the age of 5. Age of 5, buddy. He actually didn't play at the age of 5. Okay? Although he initially showed little interest in it, Magnus said, he said his original motivation to study chess seriously was desire to be able to his elder sister. So he was not interested initially, but he cared enough to study to beat his sister. Wait, where are you? Luigi. He said... Luigi, you say 12. He said it himself. Where is that? What is that? What is that? What is here? What is this number? Age of what? Luigi? I don't see 12. Yeah. He's really good. He's a really good chess player. I don't understand much about chess, but he's a really good chess player. Carlton had an exceptional memory? Well, sure, yeah. An exceptional memory can be some sort of talent. Well, I think that if you line up kids and you ask them to do memory, yeah, sure. I think that some people are just, you know, so when I say some people, when you play chess as well, when you play chess and you work on your memory, like you have to be good at memorizing things, because it's like you have to study it. You have to study things. You automatically become good at memorizing things when you play chess. You know, so it definitely is something that really helps. I'd rather take Magnus' words out of his mouth than his wiki. Okay, fair enough. I understand. Adam Ondra, the world's best rock climber, is literally built for the sport. Yes, I don't disagree that there are some physical advantages. That being said, physical advantages matter when you're already very good, or when you start. But it's not what the reason why. If somebody has physical advantages, it doesn't mean that he will be good, and it doesn't mean that he will necessarily be better than somebody who's not as physically capable. I think that if you combine talent, you know, discipline, perseverance, and discipline, I think I said discipline twice, whatever, and like, you know, with physical advantages, you create a monster. Michael Phelps. In basketball, I'm sure I know Shaquille O'Neal, for example, was huge. You know, I think I'm not that much into basketball, but I remember Shaquille O'Neal was huge. He would literally just run with the ball and just bump into people and just fucking fly across the fucking field. But was Shaquille considered to be one of the top players? Not really. He used to be. It wasn't even though he had the physical advantage, he wasn't considered to be one of the GOATs. What about Usain Bolt? Yeah, that's the thing. Usain Bolt, he might have worked as other people, but his physical advantage was enough to give him the advantage by 0.05 seconds. Yeah, sure, I'll grant that. Sure. So your point is to become great at something, talent really matters? The point is that using the word talent is a really bad way to approach things. You should ask yourself, is my mindset good? Am I thinking about these things in a correct manner? Do I blame external factors or do I like take accountability? Right? Am I actually persistent? Do I actually put the hours into practice? Right. When things get really bad and I go through rough patches, do I quit? Do I stop? Do I take the foot off the gas or do I continue? You can translate talent to genetics, but there's okay, so you can't translate genetics into video games regardless, unless you're literally born with no hands or something, unless it's like an outlier. You can't say someone has better reaction time. Can you please demonstrate it? Can you demonstrate that the reason why I'm better than you in video games is because you have reaction time? So if the answer is yes, I can demonstrate it. What if I told you there's people with better reaction time who are plat? So how can you explain that somebody with better reaction time than me is significantly lower ranked than me? But, okay, exactly. So the thing is, when people, my point is, people use the word talent. It's a big label that people put on factors that you can control. You know, that you can control. Either way, I don't know why I like this. Skins, I don't know. I have so fucking Parasite jump onto me. I don't know what happened. You're telling me the conventionally attractive young Asian girl will be a hero in the future. So we saw this short, and it kind of like said that it kind of hinted that this character, his sister, will be an Overwatch hero. You're telling me this conventionally attractive young Asian girl will be a hero in the future. Maybe if this was 2016, 2017, 2019, but surely something is gonna be different about her, if you know what I'm saying. She's not gonna be an attractive young Asian girl. There's something gonna be, like, there's something that is gonna happen. She either likes animals, she is either like to dress up as a cat in her own time. You know, willing to bit. Yeah, I like it. That's I just like because, you know, I like that he hits rank 1 and 2. Overwatch Anonymous. Overwatch with the rainbow flag, so you know the takes are going to be spicy. Diamond is a respectable rank. I don't care what your favorite plays the game for 12 hours daily, doesn't go out streamer has to say about it. First of all, I agree that Diamond is a respectable rank. It's above average. I think that it's above average. I think that it's definitely a respectable rank. I think it's a rank that somebody can be proud of. Somebody can say, yes, I'm above average. Yes, you're not the best. You're not close to being the best. You're not close to being like remotely close to the 1%, but it's definitely respectable, you know? I agree with that. However, the notion that, you see, that's like, again, we go back to the talent talk. If somebody is higher ranked than me, it must mean that he plays 12 hours daily and he doesn't go outside. No, it can't be that that guy just, you know, doesn't blame other people, looks at other people play and try to ask what are they doing that I'm not doing, constantly thinks how he can improve, compared to you who says, hey, it's my tank, you're shielding me. You know. Which football team you support? I haven't watched football in a long time. I used to like FC Barcelona, but that was like old school. Like we're talking when they had Iniesta and even when they had Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho, yeah. Quick play should not have a levers penalty. I did not even know that quick play had levers penalty. Well, like, I didn't even know that. That's insane. The fact that quick play has levers penalty is kind of insane because quick play is when you just play to chill or you're introduced to the game, right? It kind of has to be fast, so people are more likely to engage with it. So if they force you to play, you are less likely to be engaged with it. you know? I think that if you're playing comp, you should have league versus penalty. But quick play, you quickly play, you get out, put somebody in. It's like it's an engagement. It's like TikTok, you know? It's like TikTok. You watch, you scroll, you watch, you scroll, you watch, you scroll. You don't have like imagine if you had to watch a TikTok and you had to wait until the TikTok ended, the video ended on TikTok. Would you still watch it or be like, man, fuck that? I need to do before a few times we go to get a penalty. Okay, that's actually a more reasonable thing. Ninja, by the way, thank you for the 5 months, man. I appreciate it. Extremely hot take here. I don't know why it's a hot take. If you're playing to have fun, play quick play or arcade, and if you're playing to win, play comp. I agree. I agree. Why is that a hot take? It's something that I have a short about it from like so many years ago. I think. Let me check. Let me check. View your channel. I think it's this one. Not popular. Let's say oldest. Here we go. How long ago was this? Say 2 years ago. How can I know? Do I have a description here? Fucking box somewhere? Whatever.
But sometimes it's the team's fault.
Oh my god, I sound so different.
Too. Even if you play a perfect game, sometimes you get a short end of the stick. Yeah, but how does it help me to say it's my team's fault? What benefit do I get? Even if I say it's my team's fault, what does it give me? Nothing. Does it help me improve? Does it make me feel good? Maybe it makes me feel good, sure. But feeling good will keep you in plat. If you want to get your rank up, get things done, don't aim to feel good. I play competitive mode for fun. Go play Sims. Go play Tetris. Go play Wii Boxing. Competitive mode for people to win. For winners. Not losers like you who play for fun. For me, it's fun to win.
See, yeah, I agree with that. I think that like playing comp for fun, I think that it's I think it's kind of not cool for the people who try. You know what I mean? So imagine this. I'll give you the analogy. Imagine if you wanted to play basketball, right? And you went to a pickup game on the street, so like on the streets playing basketball, and you would ask, "Hey, I'm here. Like, can I play?" And you see that all the people there are playing serious. They care. They want to win. They play serious. They try very hard. You know, they everything. And you would be like, "Yeah, like I'm just here to play for fun. I'm not here to try really hard. I'm just to play for fun." I think that would be you just wouldn't fit. You wouldn't fit. You don't need to play with them. Just, if you want to play for fun, get your own pickup game with people who don't want to try. You can't just join a group of people who want to try their best to win and just join them and play for fun. You understand? And that's the competitive. Like, at least in pickup games, they can just kick you out and say, no, you can't play. In matchmaking, you're forced to play with these people. So they ruin the integrity of the match. Competitive means I'm going to try my best to beat the enemy team. Or rather, I'm going to, not to beat the enemy team, but I'm going to try my best. Doesn't mean to beat the enemy team. Just, I'm going to try my best to win the game. That's all. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to counter swap or anything like that. It means that I am going to pick a hero. I'm going to try to win to the best of my abilities. But like, when you say that everyone, like most people on the server say, I'm going to try my best, and you have one person say, yeah, I just play for fun. You know, I'm good. I'm really good at Ana, and I'm really like, I'm really good at Ana. So let me just ban Ana. Like, where the fuck are you banning Ana if you're good at Ana? You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind you playing a different character as long as you try really hard. But there are some people who troll. There are some people who purposely don't want to play because they're playing for fun. It's not I am playing Zenyatta instead of Ana because I want to learn Zenyatta. It's not because I'm just chilling. What do you mean I'm just chilling? You're here to play competitive, bro. I don't care if it's comp or not. I play to win if it's get a quick play. So why would you play arcade quick play if you want to win? Why not just play comp? You can't say I try really hard and not play comp. I don't, that logic I don't understand. Because if you try really hard to win, you would want to put yourself in an environment that there are more people like you. And comp, there are more people like you. In quick play, you will know that not everyone will try, and most people won't try hard. So you wouldn't even put yourself in that situation. I think that if you genuinely believe that you're trying hard, you wouldn't even try to play quick play in the first place. I think the only time that you should play quick play is either you play with your friends for fun, or you play to chill for fun, you know? Playing to win in counter swapping doesn't mean that you play to win. What if the counter swap is a hero you're really bad at? It means that you will get less results than a hero you're good at. If I'm a good, for example, Reinhardt and a bad Winston, it doesn't really matter that they play the counter to my first thing. If I go Winston and I feed, doesn't mean that I counterpicked. The fact that these things are a hot take is crazy. This is not a hot take. This is common sense. Playing to improve still means you're trying your best, because in order to improve, you need to play your best so you can analyze why my best wasn't enough. I don't think team comp. This is like I liked a bunch of these like already hot takes. Hot takes. I don't think team comp matters if everyone is generally good at the hero they chose. I agree. I agree. I think this is especially when we talk about solo queue. I think there might be a case in pro play. In theory, it's not the case in pro play, but in practice it is. And the reason for that is because in pro play, the baseline level of the players is already very, very good. Even the worst pro player on a team, let's say OWCS. If we take OWCS, which is the highest level, the worst team and their players are not significantly worse players than the best players on the best teams. Yes, there's a difference in level. But it's not huge. It's not like so huge, right? It's not like the difference between diamond and like low plat. Diamond and low plat, or like high diamond, low plat. So they don't make a lot of mistakes in the first place. They don't make a lot of mistakes. The difference in solo queue, especially until you hit about, let's say, high GM, people make quite a decent amount of mistakes in their game. The lower you go in rank, the more mistakes you'll see. And the more absurd mistakes you'll see, you know? So in GM, low GM, people won't be using their cooldowns correctly, or they will heal bot, or stuff like that. But like if you go to gold, for example, you'll be seeing people who still heal bot and not use the cooldown correctly, except now they sit in an open space in front of the entire enemy team, which makes them easy to kill. So you can be significantly better and capitalize off the mistakes of somebody in gold and plat that you wouldn't necessarily be able to do in high GM, right? And it doesn't matter what hero you play, you can outplay people in comp until rank 1, by the way. In pro play, it's a little bit different, I'd say. Because it's more organized. And they're very, very close in skill. Even if you're top 1, just because you queue up, you might get a low GM against you on the team, which you could easily capitalize. But it's still crazy. Raccoon spawn camp, the worst team in OWCS. Yeah, they're just like better plays and better and overall better teams. But and that happens, by the way. Sometimes you'll see really bad teams spawn camp really good teams. That happens rarely, but that do happen sometimes on some maps. And in some metas, by the way. In some metas. Yeah, but I don't have any more likes. This is as far as I go. Who do you think is the best 1v1 player in Overwatch? I don't know. I do not know, man. And you know, I'll tell you something. It's something that I'd like kind of when we spoke about the talent things, I can recognize when I do coaching, I can recognize who's going to be good. You know, I can recognize that somebody's going to be good. And the way I recognize that somebody's going to be good is I'll give you a few pointers. Number one, I know that somebody can be very good when he has really good mechanical abilities. What do I mean by that? So like, yeah, mechanics are important, but it's not that the fact that they have good mechanics is what they did in order to have good mechanics. And you can't have good mechanics if you weren't playing aggressive, okay? It's impossible to be a passive player with good mechanics because the idea of growing your mechanics comes through playing aggressively and constantly challenging it. So that already gives me a baseline. This guy, if I tell him to do something, he will do it. You know, he's going to try. He's going to try. He's going to limit test. It's limit testers. The second thing that I know somebody is going to be good is the way they respond to my feedback. So I'll explain. When I used to go to my old boxing gym, I'm quite an observant person. And partially that's why I'm good at things. I'm an observant person. I try to pay attention to everything. Not like everything, but like big things. When like how somebody carries himself, how somebody speaks, how somebody does what. So, you know, there were people in my old boxing gyms that, let's say, that have been training for years. And some of them, I'll put it bluntly, they kind of sucked. Like, I was wondering, how could he be training boxing for 2 years and you're that bad? You're literally getting smoked by people who have been training for like 2 months. And that, you know, that also piques my curiosity. What makes people good? What makes people bad? Of course, the more after coaching thousands of people, it helped me kind of get the idea of why that happens. And there was this guy that was so bad after so many years. And every time the coach said something to him, he would always respond. He would always say this story of why he does the thing that he does. It's always some sort of an excuse. There's always like he would always like in the middle of sparring, so he would spar, right? And I don't know how many of you do martial arts. First rule, the underlying rule of spar, you don't ever turn your head away. So in the middle of the spar, your coach will say things to you, right? Your coach will say things to you. He will say, "Do the hook now, throw across, you know, go under. You also go for the body, whatever." And you're supposed to listen to your coach and immediately excuse. When he says go to the body, you go to the body. You know, immediately, like it's like he says, I do, right? But like the guy that was bad, the coach would say something, he would turn around and talk to him in the middle of the spar. He'd be like, he says, go under. Oh no, I can't. He's blocking. He's doing this. And immediately I realized, okay, now I'm starting to see a pattern. Why this guy sucks ass. He keeps responding, talking back, keep making excuses, keep like not being in it, not autopiloting, not being focused. And usually the guys that are like amazing at the gym, like the legit boxers. And if you guys go to martial arts gym, doesn't matter what, you always see the guys that are really, really good, right? There's always the guys that are really, really good. And the guys that are really, really good, they're also very, very quiet when they practice. You know, they're quiet. Coach says something, there's no talking back, there's no this. He says, throw right hand, boom. Throw right hand, boom. Go under, go for the body, bam, bam. Immediately. There's no excuses. There's no questions asked. And sometimes the coach will say, throw right hand. They'll get fucking overhanded, crossed in the face. They'll get hit in the face when they do it. Coach will say, throw an overhand. get fucking get punched in the face again when they throw. They get countered. Again, coach says, throw an overhand. He does get countered. He can fail and fail and fail and get punched in the face and fail. He would listen to the coach and he would like, but coach, it's not working. Coach, it's not working. He wouldn't say that. He would be like, when the spar ends, he'll be like, hey, coach, I noticed that when I threw the overhand, I kept getting countered. Why did that happen? Like, do you have some input for me? He would say, yeah, it's because when you go for the overhand, you throw the overhand and you don't go down with it. So you don't like move your head from the center line, you keep it in the center line. I said, oh, okay, good, okay, awesome. And then he would be like, he would go to his friend or to the coach, can you set me up on a spar? I want to work on my overhands. And he'd be like, okay, can I? So he will be like in the spar, he will be focusing on the overhand and staying over, like moving over the center line. So all of a sudden, he'll be quiet, he'll be throwing hands. He'll be like, okay, that's the timing. And then he'll do this, and then you understand? He will improve. But they're usually quiet. They usually don't give up when things go to shit, especially in sparring. And if you've ever sparred in your life, you know when things go bad in sparring, it sucks ass, man. It's so fucking, it makes you feel like so bad, dude. Makes you feel so bad. It makes you feel like the worst fucking loser ever. You know? Are you gonna stream BF6 when it comes out? I'd like to. Yeah, I really like Battlefield 6, man. But there's no talking back. There's no, it's just quiet. Learn. Go through the hurdle of when things go bad and try to see what went bad and try to like fix and improve. And they also, in their free time, you know, in the free time, and if you guys have ever been to a boxing gym before, a Muay Thai or any striking gym, you know how when the session is over, you have the guys that immediately when the training is over, well, like when the hour and a half is over, they go sit with the boys, and there's always like one or two that immediately go to the heavy bag, right? There's always one or two who's like, hey man, can you come here? I want to try some stuff. Like I want to practice. I want to he gave me some feedback. I'd like to try this. And that's the difference. That's the difference. Can you coach us for Saudi E-League? Send me a DM on Discord. I'd like to, if you'd like for me to coach you, I'd like to know about you as a team. So as I said, I noticed a correlation. And that's why I said, when I coach people, the ones that are quiet when they play and they listen to what I say, and even when they fail, right? Even when they fail, they don't start making excuses, right? I'm like, I don't know why this is happening, you know? They're like, oh yeah, like awkward. I try to do that. Can you, like after the game is over, I try to do that, but why didn't it work? Did it not work? And I say why did it not work, and I say this did not work because you didn't do this while doing that. So please try to do this while doing that. And they try, and then they fail, and it didn't work. They failed. They failed the execute and say, yeah, it was a nice try. Try again. Like it was not good enough. Say okay, try again. And then like they fail, they say, oh man. But when they say, oh man, they don't actually stop. Like, oh man, that sucks. Try again, try again. And all of a sudden you can see, oh, okay, this is getting better. This is getting better. Do you have hot takes that players your level would disagree with? I don't know. Well, I do. Stats do matter, for example. Stats do matter. That's a hot take that I have that a lot of people disagree with. But that's the point. That's why I can immediately notice this guy is gonna be the shit. I know with just if I can meet a person one time and see how he operates, I know if this guy is going to make it big or completely or get hard stuck. I know it. Just give me 5 minutes with the person. I know it. And also, I'm not saying, it's very important for me to say that people can change. People can change. But people can only change if they decide to do so. There's a saying, you can lead the horse to water, but you cannot force it to drink. So you can show the person the way, but he's still not going to do anything with it. the world and the people are divided into a few things. There are ones that no matter what happens, they will not improve. They're gonna be like, they're never going to improve at anything. They're always going to be below average or average at best, and either they're okay with it or they just keep making excuses. It doesn't matter how much you show them that they can improve their life, or can improve at the game, or can improve at this, or can improve that. Like, no. There's always some excuse or some victimhood. There are people like that, exactly, that if you show them that you can do something different, it will open their brain to the possibility, right? All of a sudden they'll be like, you know what? It can change. I've been like that my life. I've been making excuses. I've been not self-accountable. I've been blaming other people. I haven't been trying hard enough. And when you show them that it's a possibility, they actually will drink. It's you lead the horse to water and he actually drinks. And these people can improve. And there are people that you don't even have to show them. They observe and they realize they never made excuses. They realize it's possible. So the last category is quite unique. And when I say unique, I mean there's not a lot of people like that are, you know, that do it themselves. Some people just won't accept being a possibility. Yeah, there's always an excuse for something. It's like Elo Hell is real. Okay, but how did Awkward get to bronze, from bronze to GM with 100% win rate? Because you know, the system is built because he's a streamer, so they like whitelist his account and yeah. Okay, like that person, you just know. You just know you just know that there's nothing that will prove. You know, it's interesting. This is a very, very interesting thought experiment. And remember this, guys. Marvel Rivals is planning to share how their system is built, right? How their matchmaking system is built. They're planning to talk about the matchmaking system. And I suspect that they're going to say that, yeah, they don't have like an internal mechanism that makes you lose on purpose. They're going to say that blatantly. That's what I think they're going to say. And you will see how many people will be like, yeah, as if they can't lie. Yeah, as if this, they'll make excuses. And you'll see. So you'll see the ones that Marvel Rivals Netties will show them and prove to them that the matchmaking won't making them lose, won't change their minds. And these people, you know, are just doomed. They're just doomed. They're never going to improve at anything. There will be some people who believe that the matchmaking is making them lose, but after Netties will show them that it's not true, they will be like, oh, okay, I believe it now. And there are people like myself, for example, that you don't even need to show me. You don't even need to show me. I know that the game is not making me lose. I know. And that's a mindset. Some people call it talent. Under talent, mindset is a thing. It's definitely a thing. You put emphasis on practical over theory, dude. Theory, there's a very big problem with theory. Theory is nice. I am not against theories. The thing is, theories have to be practically demonstrated, right? And the only way for them to be, for theories to come true is through practice. Like, I have a theory. Okay, nobody cares until you actually tried it. I have a theory. Okay, nobody cares. Test it. Talk to me after you tested it. I don't care. Show me the fucking numbers. Show me the data. Show me the practice. Show me the implementation. I don't care about that. I don't care about your theory, dude. As a genetics researcher in grad school, I appreciate your latest video on statistics. After statistical training, I found most gamers' hand-wavy approach to statistics very disappointing since they are very insightful. I agree. They're very insightful. They're very insightful. And the thing about stats is like they don't tell them they narrowed the stats in the game, narrow down what you should look at so much. Hopping on the game, wish me luck, have a good one, Maxi. They narrow down what you should. So, like in Overwatch, you can look at many things. In a game of Overwatch or Marvel Rivals, you can look at many things that could matter. Statistics narrow down what you should look at and compress to such one or two things. It's an awesome tool. Is it bad to play all three roles in comp? Yes, it is. It doesn't matter if it makes you lose the IMO. It's possible to play better, and some people made it to rank 1, so why can't I? Love it. The system is broken, but it's broken for everyone, which means that no one has an advantage, right? If it's broken for everyone, it means that no one has an advantage. But there are people who are high rank, and people that are low rank. Perfect. It's like, yes, some people are born rich. Some people are born to rich families. Yes, they have some sort of an advantage, right? Yeah, but that's the core that I've dealt with. And there are people who are just like me, who grew from nothing all the way to the top, which means I can do it. I can do it. According to Twitter, the high-ranked players have special contracts with the game. Dude, if there's one thing that you guys can know for sure, that I don't have any contract with any game, especially not Blizzard, okay? And yes, I don't have anything with Marvel Rivals. And the thing is, like the interesting part about Marvel Rivals is that I don't understand how people are complaining. I think that the climbing in Marvel Rivals is significantly easier than any other game that exists on the market at the moment. I don't know how people are complaining. Like, if you can't climb in Marvel Rivals, you will probably won't be able to climb in any other game. Why? Because you don't even need to have 50% win rate to climb, which is insane. Okay? The second thing, matches are way shorter in Marvel Rivals compared to other games. Like, I think on average, a game is like 8 to 10 minutes in Marvel Rivals, right? Something like that. 8 to 10 minutes means you can get a lot more games in, which means that if you play better than average in the lobbies, it means you're gonna win more than you lose. So you're going to see your rank go up a lot faster because you just have more games. Is it true that Celestial is the average rank in Marvel Rivals? No way, dude. Celestial is not the average rank in Marvel Rivals. Celestial is probably top 1% at this point. But I think the skill of the player base in Marvel Rivals is a lot lower because I think most people play Marvel Rivals non-competitively. They don't really care. And they're placed in Bronze 3, which skews the average down as well. So it's entirely possible. It's not the average. I would say that, realistically, the median would be like Diamond to GM. I've reached Diamond 1 Marvel Rivals Season 2, but can't break past gold in Overwatch. But why do you think you can't get past gold? Honestly, honest question. Your biggest hot take in IMO is insistence that mechanics isn't as important as game sense. No, I think that mechanics are important, but I think that mechanics are built through game sense. There's no such thing. So if you've ever noticed, and you can just look at it yourself. There's no such thing of someone who's high rank at any game that doesn't have mechanics or game sense. And the reason for that is because these two correlate. The reason why, so think about it, the reason why you would have game sense. Why do you think you would have game sense? And the reason why you have game sense is because of experience. Now, what is experience? Experience is essentially essentially doing something and getting feedback from it. And that is experience in short, right? So that means the premise is the more you do, the more experience you'll get. So your game sense will get better because you'll just do. So the more things that you do, the more experience you'll get. Now, it's important. There are people who have a lot of hours and technically they do a lot of things and they don't rank up. Why is that? Because they just do the same things over and over again without different results. So what do I mean by, I'll give you a perfect example. How much experience do you think, let's say you're an Ana player, how much experience do you think you could actually get by sitting at the back all the time and just healing your tank? How much experience and how much do you think your game sense will improve from that? Not a lot. Actually, very low, right? And also, how much do you think your mechanics will improve by sitting at the back and just heal bot the tank? What do you think? Don't you think it's interesting how all the heal bots, they have really, really bad mechanics? You want to know why? Because they never actually put themselves in position to challenge the mechanics. Why? Because it's very easy to heal. It's very big hitbox. No one is challenging you. You don't really have to move your mouse much. You don't have to move yourself too much, right? So all the high rank players have really good game sense overall, and they also have really good mechanics. There's no such thing as a high rank player doesn't have mechanics or doesn't have game sense. Like both of them. It doesn't exist. Now, why is that? Because they got the experience by playing aggressive. They never sat back and heal bot. They constantly took the challenges, and the reason why they did that, because that gives you the most experience in the shortest amount of time. The more aggressive I play, the more plays that I make, the more feedback I will receive, therefore the more experience I can get, which will enhance my game sense. And the more I do that, I will also challenge my aim and my mechanics by making aggressive plays, because I will need good mechanics in order to capitalize on the good decisions that I've made. So if I manage to get to the flank exactly the right time that I need to get a kill, right? That I need to get a kill, it means that the more I do it, I will fail a lot, but eventually I'll hit it. Because if I constantly get into an aggressive position on the flank and I have to hit my shots, the more I try, the more it will improve. So the first time I go to a flank and I miss 5 times. The 6th time I will hit. So 1 out of 6 times that I've tried, I finally hit. But now it will be 1 out of 5 times. The next 5 times that I go, I'm going to hit 1 more time. And now it's 1 out of 4 times. And I want 1 out of 3 times. It's 1 out of 2 times. So I have 50% success rate with hitting my shots. Why? Because I constantly challenge myself and I put myself in a position that I have to hit my shots. And the more you put yourself in that position, your mechanics will improve. You understand? And being high rank, one cannot exist without the other. Because mechanics are a product of good game sense. How much do your mechanics deteriorate when you don't play Overwatch for a week? For a week, not so much. Barely. And that is the difference. Yeah, Awkward, what do you do when a support keeps complaining they're getting dove and ask flanking DPS to peel for them? It depends. If you realize that the enemies are trading your backlines faster than you can, like the enemies are killing your backline faster than they kill yours, it will be a better strategy to see maybe I can help my backline live and then go for the enemy backline. They might be right. You could be maybe helping. How old is the oldest top 500 player that you know of? Dude, I've coached plenty of people in their 30s, 40s, and even 50s that were in top 500. Awkward, do you have general aim advice? Is it good to strafe and match your enemy movement patterns to hit shots? Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Would you agree that playing in ranked is far better practice than playing quick play? I see it debated a lot. I don't know how it's a debate. Like, think about it like this. Where do you think is more efficient practice? Where people are actually trying their best and people are going to try to play to their best of their abilities, and it's not randomly skewed numbers, and the skill level is somewhat the same. So, like, you're not going to play against people that are worse than you significantly, and you have the chance to play against people that are at least as good as you for the most part, compared to completely random people who don't care at all. I don't know how it's a debate even. If you would like to, if you actually are serious about improving in video games, quick play, you should literally never play quick play. If your goal is to actually improve and rank up in video games. 0 hours. That being said, if you're interested in playing with your friends, you know, or like play for fun, chilling, but like, you know, you got the baddies coming over and you guys like are just chilling at the crib and like, oh my god, what awkward, what is that? What is that game? Who is that gorilla? Oh, this is Overwatch. Let me show you how I play Overwatch. You log into quick play. You know? Quick play doesn't have an MMR. It does, but still. I mean, I've played people in quick play. Like if I log into quick play right now, it's a mix of players, dude. It's a mix of players. Sometimes I'll get GM, sometimes I'll get plat, sometimes I'll get like completely random people that play off roles, play random stuff. Hey, Awkward, what do you tell people to help them work on understanding where their team is and when to carry out certain plays? Very general question. Don't know what it means. You'll have to elaborate a little bit more, man. Awkward, what is the most fun thing about Overwatch to you? What I enjoy about video games or just general things, I really like skill expression. I really like the fact about you can do something good and it will reward you if you do something good. And if you do something good on consistently, the ranking system will reward you and your rank will go up. If I had to play a game that I would not see my rank go up, I would probably not play it. Or if I used to play a game where I would make a good play, but I would not be rewarded for it, I would also not like that game that much. And that's why I'm very critical of the Season 9 changes of Overwatch, is that they have made your good plays matter less. And that's what I really dislike about it. Advice for dealing with Malga when Ana is banned as support? Yes, kill his team and then kill him. Or kill him when he makes mistakes. Awkward, can you explain how mindset affects ranking up? Of course. First of all, if you don't believe that you can rank up, you will never rank up. I know it sounds like cliche, but it's true. You have to truly believe there's nothing preventing me from being good at the game. There's nothing. There's no difference between myself and Awkward. He was not born different. I can reach rank 1. Right? If you lose a game and you don't say it's my team's fault for losing, and you say, what could have I done better? You're more likely to look for things that you could have done better, and then you will try to implement them and execute them in the game. And if you lose a lot, which is normal when you're trying to improve, and you say, yes, I lose a lot, but I understand that losing is a part of the process, and you don't quit and you don't give up, you're way more likely to rank up than compared to the person who's like, 3 losses in a row, that's it, I'm never playing comp again. Or 3 losses in a row, the thing that I'm trying to work on is not working. It's not working. So what Awkward told me is not working. Let's go back to heal botting. Yeah, these people have no chance. What most people don't understand about people like myself is that I started where you guys started. I'm not here to make you feel to make myself superior to you. I'm just talking about the game. I'm just talking about video games. Like, yes, I am better than 99.99% of people in video games. But I started just like you, right? I started at fucking super low rank, and I was pretty garbage. But when I started losing, I didn't blame other people. I asked myself what I could have done better. And I also lost way more. I also lost way more games than the average person even played. The amount of losses that I have compared to the amount of games that you have, I would say that I lost 2 times more than you even played. You know? Were you ever a heal bot? Never. Never were a heal bot. Never. And the reason why I never were a heal bot is because I played a decade before I even played Overwatch. And I realized that being aggressive is the way. And playing aggressive is the way. So heal botting never really was an option to me because I knew that heal botting was not the thing. Because you had good aim, dude. Listen, if you think that I've always had good aim, you're being delusional. When I started playing FPS games, my aim was absolutely horrible, dude. Garbage. In terms of sports, do you think that hitting a plateau is just an excuse for not striving for more? No, I think that it's normal to hit a plateau, especially the higher you climb. You're gonna hit a lot of plateaus. You have to break through plateaus. I mean, the higher you are at a certain thing, the more likely you are to be in a plateau. It's very difficult to climb from somewhere that's already high. There are less plateaus at the beginning because the beginning is like the easiest part. Because there's so many things that you could be doing better. Do you know how many hours you have on your aim? No, but I would say that I probably have like 10,000 hours in Overwatch, something like that. My aim is atrocious. What's the first thing what is the first step I should take to improve? If your aim is atrocious, the first thing you need to do is actually counterintuitive to what you think. Instead of saying my aim is bad, so I won't take aggressive positions, you need to do the contrary. Take aggressive positions, play aggressive, and every time you fail, say, yes, I failed. My aim was really bad. That's why I couldn't hit the flank. That's why I couldn't hit from the off angle. But keep doing it until it gets better. Would you recommend using resources like aim labs? No, I will not recommend something that I did not do myself. I never really played aim labs, and I would say that I have above average mechanics. And the reason for that is because I just played aggressive. And the best way to play and the best way to improve in video games is not to practice on your mechanics. It's rather practice your decision making that will lead you into making mechanical plays, which will improve your mechanics later down the line. In short, play aggressive, flank, take the duel, take the 1v1, etc. Did you ever review your own gameplay while climbing? Many times. Many times. Many times I've looked at my own gameplay to try to see what I've done wrong. What I've done absolutely horrible. You've often said mechanics do not hold you back from ranking up. I challenge to hit GM on controller. I don't need to do it because other people have done it. I believe recently Only Legs did it. If you know Only Legs, let me show you. Only Legs. So, he used to be an Overwatch player, and he's now a Marvel Rivals player. He has Twitter. Yeah. I think I saw it on Twitter. It took me 40 hours in game, but I'm now officially Celestial 3 while playing on a drawing tablet. Playing on a drawing tablet. This guy played on a drawing tablet and hit Celestial, which is higher than 99.46 of the player base. Drawing tablet. So yes, here you go. I don't need to do it. You want to know why? Because the other people did it. So, mechanics. You can see. Oh, wait, you can see. Oh, sorry, I'm full screen. My bad. Here you go. It took me 40 hours in game, but now officially Celestial 3 while playing on a drawing tablet. Mostly aim-based characters, so the challenge will still be hard. drawing tablet. He played on this. And he got to Celestial, which is higher than 99.46% of players. So yes. I don't need to do it myself because this guy did it. 122 wins, 84 losses, GM1. Here we go. Awkward. Any chance you will do a Frey and rank to GM? Possibly in the future. But there's always some sort of an excuse. But like, this guy is an artist. He's very familiar with the drawing tablets. There's always some guy. That's not even 50% win rate. What are you talking about? 122 wins and 84 losses. That's way above 50% win rate. What are you talking about? Like what? Let's see. That's 60% win rate. That's 59.2% win rate. 60% win rate, yeah. So he had to play. So he had to play over 200 games. It's 60% win rate to reach Celestial. Awkward. You have too much of Rock Lee mentality, but I like it because I love Rock Lee too. Don't exactly remember, but sure, yeah, I'll take it. And also, like, what's wrong with it? Rock Lee mentality. So you can be doing better. You can work hard. You can be disciplined. You don't have to blame other people. Yeah, I think maybe a lot of people can benefit from Rock Lee mentality, if that's what it means. What would you choose, Gold, Jade, or Galactic? Probably, like, I don't know, Gold, I guess. How do people who try to get better learn what to look for in VOD reviews? If you watch Stats Do Matter, my Stats Do Matter video on my YouTube channel, it will help you narrow down what to look at. That's your off angles, who you shoot, etc., etc. So you should watch that, and we'll give you a good idea what to look in the VOD. What non-gaming achievement are you most proud of? Definitely, but like not the most proud of, but there's some. So for example, not quitting after my first loss in boxing, in my in a fight, my first boxing fight, my loss. If you guys did martial arts or like boxing or Muay Thai or something like that, you know how hard it is to lose in a fight, 1v1. So I lost and I didn't quit. I kept going. Also, like the courage to fight in general. Most people are like very afraid to even get to the boxing gym, let alone go up to fight when you're trying to drop the other person and the other person trying to drop you. And it doesn't give a fuck if you die, man. So I'm proud of that. I'm proud of how financially well I've managed to do. But that's actually kind of gaming experience. I'm proud of the physique that I managed to build. Yes, by TikTok standards, it's not amazing, but I'd say that I have a decent amount of muscle, and I lift pretty heavy weights compared to my weight. I'm very happy with my physique and the fact that I constantly hit the gym, even though that there are days that I definitely don't feel like it. Actually, I would even say that there are definitely days that most days I don't feel like going to the gym, and I still do. What about your business? But that's like gaming related, so very proud of my business, but it's gaming related. Do you do cut bulk cycles? No, not at all. I do I either do very slight above maintenance or very slight under maintenance. Like I never do heavy bolts. I mean, technically you could say I do bulk and cuts, but I don't do big bolts and I don't do big cuts. It's just mostly I eat what I want when I want. I know, give or take, because I eat the same things most of the time every day. So I kind of know what I eat. So yeah. So for the most part, I stay around the same weight, or like if I really want to bulk and build, and so I'll get like maybe 1 kilo, 2 kilo, 1 kilo a month, something like that. half a kilo a month sometimes, half a kilo, between half a kilo and 1 kilo a month. And so, of course, not muscle, all of it, you know? Is then a good start trying to climb high? I have 7,000 damage per 10 and 7,000, and yeah, but 7 deaths per 10. I mean, REA. First of all, it's great in Rank Up Academy. That means that you already took the step to improve, and the Rank Up Academy team will definitely help you learn exactly what you're doing wrong. We should start with your deaths because 7 deaths is way too high. I like damage, I like the healing. The 7 deaths is too high. If we can lower the deaths, we can increase the damage, which means we're more likely to win. And Isaiah, thank you so much for the Prime, and welcome to Rank Up Academy, and it's amazing to see you there. Will you ever do more collabs with Overwatch streamers in the future? I'd love to, yeah. I'd like to discuss things with people. I'd love to not necessarily debate, but converse with streamers that don't think alike like me. I'd like to have conversations with people. Did you see new perks? No. When they come out, I'll look at them. What's next for Awkward? Future plans or ideas? Yes. I'd like to make my content better, and I'm kind of like in this period where I'm grateful for what I have, but I definitely know that I could be doing better. I think my videos can be better. They can be betterly structured. They can be more interesting, and they can be way more educational. So I will do way more educational content, way more, less focus on fun stuff and challenges. And I know that sometimes you might like it, but I realize my niche is educational. I'm very good at educating people, and here and there I prefer to do real life stuff to show personality. I know that especially for like YouTubers and streamers, people also like to resonate with personalities. But I think that my personality doesn't come across really well, like when I do challenges or when I play in bronze, stuff like that. I would rather just do real life stuff, like hit the gym, film myself sparring or boxing, or like do goofy stuff, like real life stuff, authentic stuff, if I want to show a little bit of personality. But most of the stuff that I'm going to do is going to be about educational content, talk about mindset and all that stuff, how to improve in video games, and by extension, of course, improve in different things in life. I don't have to talk about how to improve things in life because people, I don't need to be that like. I don't need to be that wannabe pretentious and tell you that all the things that I talk about video games translate real life to real life, because you can make that correlation easily. Every time that I talk about mindset, about things in my videos, people always comment, yeah, like that's obvious, like, you know, that stuff is also for real life, just so you know. Yeah, people, I'm not questioning the intelligence of my viewers. You should try calisthenics. As a calisthenics athlete, your mentality is perfect for it. Dude, I really like the gym. The gym is really, really, like, I enjoy the gym. I like to progress at the gym. Gym is my stuff, more my stuff. It's my preference. I tried calisthenics before. I just prefer the gym way more. Also, I think that a good way to show kind of personality is also do the React stuff. I know that some people don't view React stuff to be people treat it as content slop, but I think that it kind of shows your personality when you react to things and you share your opinion. And I think that it's quite important for, like, especially as a guy who is on the internet a lot, to at least people know what he thinks about, what he believes and stuff. That's how you kind of resonate with an audience. Another thing that for myself that I'd like to change is beforehand, I wanted to prove to people that the things they're saying that are not true, right? And I think that at this point in time, I definitely don't want to waste any more energy on people that will make excuses and they're not going to watch my stuff, and be careful with offending people who will never going to engage with me anyways, you know? So I should put the emphasis on people who actually care about improving. You know, the emphasis, I would literally take 0% of my energy is going to go towards the people who, no matter what I say or do, will never try to improve, and they're always going to make excuses. I'm going to make my content and my stuff for people who are going to eventually try to improve and take the things that I say and try to do something with it. For the sake of transparency, I run a service. That service earns me money. I want to give value to people for their money. You get value, I get money, we both shake hands and say thank you very much. Okay? Now, the people who join, for example, Rank Up Academy, or even subscribe to my Twitch or Prime or whatever, they people who at least find value in what I do. I believe that most people who are subscribed to me are people that are subscribed to me as a thank you. They say thank you. Thank you very much. I've learned something from you. Here's the Prime Gaming. Here's the YouTube member. Here's the $5. Here's the kind donation. And I appreciate every single one of you, even if it's $1 or $1,000. I appreciate every single one of you. It means a lot that I helped you improve so much that you took your money and you just essentially gave it to me as a means of thank you. It means a lot. I run a service. I want to help people to rank up and give them value. And that's what I want to do mostly. I want to make a lot of money and give people service and give people value. So I want to cater what I do to my target audience, to the people who will join Rank Up Academy, or people who are going to say, thank you, Awkward, and like actually improve. And if you don't join Rank Up Academy, you found value in my free stuff, awesome. Love it. I produce stuff for free. The stuff that I do for free is way better than things that you can buy, right? My educational content for free on YouTube is way better than most things you can buy. When I say most things, it's because there are some things that I don't know, right? You got to type on the title of your new video. It says Tracer. The second channel, I'll check it out. So I will only put emphasis on my target audience. I really couldn't care less about the guy who thinks EOMM is real. Because that guy will never, ever in his life join Rank Up Academy, right? He will never pay me a single dollar for me to give him value. Granted, he will not even watch my free stuff. So, like, it doesn't really matter, you know? You're almost telling us to not buy your stuff because the free stuff is already too good? No, I'm just saying that if you find value in my free stuff, that's awesome. My free stuff is essentially, for the sake of transparency, is marketing for my paid stuff, you know? I enjoy giving value for free. You want to know why? Because that gives me social proof. Typo has been fixed. Thank you. That gives me social proof. You know, all the views, all the people who say they're ranked up because of me. Social proof. When people ask, "Hey man, who is the guy that? How did you rank up? Who did you watch?" Awkward. Oh shit! Awkward runs a service to get coached. Awkward runs a coaching service. Yeah, it's called social proof. That for the sake of transparency, my free stuff is essentially, when you think about it, kind of an ad for my paid stuff. When I say an ad, it's not that I treat it as an ad. It's more like, here's proof that the shit that I say works. I play May and a lot of people say no skill. Do you think she needs skill or no? First of all, yes. The second thing is if somebody says, the reason why you're high rank is because you play low skill character, you know what you should respond? Okay, so if you play that character, you will surely rank up, right? And if they say yes, you can say, okay, prove it. Awkward, if you could build your dream game, what would it be like? Oh man, that's a loaded question. I have to really think about that one. Dream game. First of all, it has to be some sort of an FPS. Like, it has to be some sort of a kind of a mixture, man, between you would, let's say, guns and Overwatch probably be first person, but it has to be like so balanced with high skill expression characters. It's a loaded question, man. Squats 4 reps with 600 pounds? God damn it. Have you tried make a break? No. You should bring back and rank to GM. Yeah, I will bring back and rank to GM eventually. To be honest, I'm not very happy with how I play Overwatch Dome because, well, I haven't really put the time in the past year to play Overwatch. I haven't played a lot of Overwatch in the last year. And my ranked to GMs usually were like when I was really, really kind of sharp in Overwatch. So I have to come back to playing Overwatch a little bit more consistently, and then I can do unranked GMs. The thing about unranked GMs is that there's high emphasis on performance in unranked GMs. You have to perform really, really well, like in 100 games. Or even if they're short, you have to perform really well in the short amount of games. Faced my first actual cheater today. He was playing Tracer and had aim block. We beat the cheater 2 times in a row, and it was awesome. Definitely thanks to your vid teaching me positioning. Good shit, guy, bro. You don't think we're power creeping too much with this perk? Something crazy? Yeah, I think there's a big power creep in Overwatch as a whole. Why would you say main is skills? Well, because you have to think about how you place your wall. You have to think about how you throw your ultimate. You have to think about, like, even if, okay, cryo freeze is not, have to think about that much, but when to use your right click and when to get close. You have to actually think about your abilities. How many months of Rank Up Academy would you generally recommend? I think that I think that 1 month is a little bit too short. And the reason for that is because 1 month is too short because in 1 month, it's exactly kind of like the spot where it's very easy to give up if you don't see as much progress as you expect. And also, if you do really well, most people are like, oh yeah, I did really well, therefore I don't need another month. But the problem is that all of a sudden, the reason why they did so well is because they had the consistent feedback and they don't have the consistent feedback anymore, and now their performance drops. So there's no consistency there. Like, it's a very big spike. It's a very big spike. 2 months is where things get a little bit more reasonable. You know? 2 months is where things get more reasonable. I think that at least 3 months of Rank Up Academy will show you exactly, because that 3 months will tell you, yes, I've actually tried. First of all, that I actually tried. I've actually went through the hurdles and the pain of losing and things not working my way, and I went through it, and I realized that it's a part of the process. And also, it depends on how much time you play, because if you play a lot, for example, 2 to 3 months would be really good. But if you don't play a lot, let's say you play once a week, Rank Up Academy would take you, what you could accomplish with Rank Up Academy will take you more than 3 months. I would say like 4 or 5. But I say 3 months is a really, really good spot to kind of like know where you're at, in short. But, you know, but the better question would be, why do you want to, so why were you looking at Rank Up Academy in the first place? Or do you care about improving in Overwatch? To improve. Why do you care about improving so much? I'm stacked in plat in all roles. I don't know what to do. Well, first of all, why do you think you're stuck? Yeah. Why do you think you're stuck? I want to feel good and win more. What rank do you think will help you feel good and win more? Out of curiosity, like, what rank would you say, oh my god, I feel good by myself, I'm Uzi Chipmunk, and I'm insane? Diamond, what rank are you right now? Give me 1 second, I'll respond just 1 second. I don't know. That's why I'm stuck. That's why you're stuck. That you don't know that why you're plat. I mean, I'm just asking you for your just general opinion. Like, what do you think you're stuck? If I pay for Rank Up Academy, can I get both Overwatch and Marvel Rivals, or do I need to pay more? So they're two different services. But if you'd like to join both, shoot me a DM. I can give you a price if you'd like to join both. Give you a better price. So if you're a plat 5 and you'd like to reach GM, I think it's, first of all, you have very reasonable expectations. So kudos. I know most people, I am plat 5 and I've been playing for 2 years and I want to join Rank Up Academy and hit GM in 1 month. Okay. I know, like, did it happen before? Yes. I'm just saying that it's not very likely. It's about managing expectations as well. What has it been like running Rank Up Academy? How have you found running something? It's very difficult. Business is very difficult. It's a crunch ad? Come on, man. Not sponsored. Yeah. You have actually really nice hair. Thank you very much. Yeah, my hair is kind of nicer, right? You have what about to say? Probably just sometimes I make the wrong decisions. So SpongeBob, you said I'm stuck plat on all 3 roles. I'm stuck plat on all 3 roles. My question to you, do you think you could have maybe ranked up to Diamond if instead of playing 3 roles, you would have used the time to do play on 1 role, not 3? Do you review the VODs, provide the feedback, or is it others who do work for you? So we have a few coaches in Rank Up Academy. It's not only me. I also coach in Rank Up Academy. It's not only me, but every single coach in Rank Up Academy has been a former student, which means that they have climbed from medal ranks, which is gold and plat, all the way up to mid GM, high GM, and even champion. So all the coaches that we have climb from medal ranks all the way up to the top 1%, and they have been taught by me. So they will not teach you anything that I don't approve of. We have a system in place, and we work like this, and we have phenomenal results. If you'd like to check out the results, you can join my Discord or website, but the website pictures are a little bit old. If you go to the Discord, there's like a category called Rank Up Academy. You'll see the transformations of players. These are pretty recent. Have you considered any alternative pricing structure for Rank Up Academy instead of monthly? Like where you pay for a set of number of coaching sessions over a longer period of time? Yes, I've considered, and they will be implemented. The reason why kind of like Rank Up Academy, the website hasn't been updated that much yet or anything like that is because there's some logistical difficulties in setting up payment processors where I live. So, and that will be fixed very, very soon. And I'll introduce different price points, different tiers, different structures for different people with different price points as well. It would be super nice if it was yearly. Yeah, I can do something like that with a better price point. I'm happy to give discounts to people who are committed and they have commitment. Very happy. Right now, it's not something that is implemented because I explained there's some logistical stuff. Not that you should care about it. It's my problem, not your problem. Right? Because it's my problem, not your problem. You shouldn't really care about it that much. But promise you, it's going to be way, way better things. Hello, Visa. Well, maybe, but I'm plat 5 tank, plat 4 support, plat 2 tank, okay? Focus DPS, but yeah, I'm stuck and play May. You should let me join for free because I'm just a cool guy like that. I have YouTube content for free, man. You should check it out. What are you doing today? Reacting to things and talking and eating ice cream. What about for people that have been subbed for a long time? You could add a discount or trial for them? Yes, they do have that. They do have that. Chocolate chip. Chocolate chip. Will you do ice cream tier list? You know, the best ice creams are the ones that are bad for you. Oh, sub. I thought you were talking about Rank Up Academy sub. Not Twitch. I don't want to talk my mouth open, so give me 1 second. I'll finish this and I'll respond to your question. Sorry for the sounds, guys. It's chocolate. So, can someone who doesn't speak English join Rank Up Academy? Well, the short answer is yes, but the long answer is that there are people who don't speak. It depends on how bad the English. Do you not understand anything? Considering you're typing here in the chat with really good English, I don't think it's the case. I did work in Rank Up Academy with people who have not so good English. Some were Japanese, some were French, some were South American. But their English was enough. We use very, like, as you know, awkward content. We use very simple words. We try not to overcomplicate things. And also with AI nowadays and ChatGPT, you can literally like put a video and ask for a transcript of the video, for example, if you get water muted or anything like that. And also, like, you can just translate, use Google Translate or something translate for you, like any ChatGPT or Grok or whatever you prefer. So yes, so short answer, yes, but like you understand, we'll just accommodate you. We'll speak in the most simple language. We'll just make sure that you understand everything because we've had members and long-term members who don't speak the perfect English. Hello, Guy Editings. Do you think Zen's Ascendance perk should be added to his base kit? No, I think it's a very interesting perk, though. Have you ever wanted to crash out on a frustrating customer in Rank Up Academy? No. I don't want to crash out on people. It's also not my job to crash out on them. If somebody doesn't want to improve, like as long as they become a member, yeah, I'll gladly help them. But at the end of the day, you can't join a gym and say, can you guarantee me a 6-pack? No, you have to actually put in the work. I'll tell you what we will tell you in Rank Up Academy what are the practical steps you need to do and show you exactly what you need to do. There's no mixing up. You will know what to do. All you have to do is just execute and do it and be disciplined. And when things don't go good, because they won't go good necessarily a lot of times, you will lose some games and you have to go through the rules and everything will be fine. Yo, Awkward, I didn't improve my Genji gameplay and overall game since with your video. Thank you. Happy to help, dude. Do you think it's worth taking a day or so to learn maps to get better at off angles? You could. I'm not against it. I think that the best way to work on your off angles is just to do way more off angles. And you will naturally learn the maps if you off angle more frequently. Either way, guys, been talking for a very long. Wait, 1 second. Do you also give guidance on which hero to play? For example, most of my time has been spent on Moira, Mercy, and Zen. Yes, we don't even have to tell you that. You can talk to us about it, but they're like already in Rank Up Academy. There are texts in place to talk about heroes and choosing heroes and what you should play, and my general recommendation. What's up for a first stream coming from YouTube? First of all, hello Yaks, welcome here, man. Good to have you here. I was just about to close the streams. I want to say my final goodbyes, and yeah, but I'm reading a little bit more questions, and I'm happy to bounce. I think only damage mindset is wrong and don't work in low level lobbies. I don't think you should do damage only as well. When did I say that? I feel like I'm doing more of a flank than an off angle. That's okay, but that's how you learn. You know, you do more of a flank, and you're like, hey, was this enough? Was like, should have I? Was the flank good? No. Was it too aggressive? Yes. Maybe I should have off angled and like should have been less aggressive. But Ranked Up Academy will tell you exactly what that is. Ranked Up Academy will tell you exactly what the problem. If you flank, will tell you what the problem with the flank and how to fix it. How much is it to join? In Ranked Up Academy, it's $75 a month. Which country do you call home? Israel, of course. I've lived there my whole life. I was born here. I lived here. My family is here. You know, I can't afford it. That's okay. Told you my YouTube videos are free. I have free YouTube videos, man. You're welcome to watch them. I think there's plenty of stuff that you're going to like, and they're going to help you a lot. 75 a month. That's a pretty good deal. Yeah. Awkward. Be honest. I'm always honest. Do you think someone with no mechanical skill can rank up? I don't know what you mean by no mechanical skill. I don't think it exists. I don't think it exists. I think most people don't even understand. They don't gauge how good or how bad their mechanics is. I think most people just don't understand. So a lot of people say they have bad mechanics, and I watch them. They're like, "No, you actually don't have bad mechanics. It's pretty good." And most people who say they have good mechanics, I watch them and they're like, "It's not good. It's just average." But yes, most definitely yes. People with not so good mechanic can definitely rank up. Yes. Are you going to do more videos of analyzing pro matches? Yes, I will do that. And for the sake of transparency, the reason why I do that is because it's very niche. It doesn't get a lot of views. I'm very aware of it. The reason why I do that is because, number one, I think that it's interesting for the niche. And number two, I started doing, which is the main reason, I started doing consulting for teams. So I also started coaching pro teams as well. I do consulting for them. I coach for them as well. Not like on a full-time, like, you have a pro coach. On full-time, it's mostly a consultant that works with the players, and I basically tell them exactly what it is that they're doing wrong in pro play and how to fix it so they can operate much better as a team and start like literally winning more games. The most recent one, for example, when I did the Geeky against Falcons, I watched the Geeky against Falcons. Immediately, I knew what they're doing that is wrong. I knew that the reason why they're losing, why they're not winning as much as they could have, is because of their Kitsunes, and the reason why BAP is working for them compared to Kitsunes is because how to utilize BAP, especially his ultimates and the way that he does consistent damage compared to how they play Kiriko. And me as a coach, I would have seen that live. I would have seen that live. I immediately know. I don't need. I see these things immediately. I recognize these things immediately. Immediately, guys, we're losing on Kiriko. Why? Hey, UV, Ultraviolet. Listen, the reason why you guys are struggling on Kiriko and the reason why you're doing so good on Baptiste is because the way you utilize your windows are when the enemies are really, really close already. And you kind of explode on them with a window. They're like already committed. And you follow up. And on Baptiste, you do consistent damage. While Kiriko, you focus on hiding a little bit more. You can throw more damage, more kunais in between the heals to do more consistent damage. And also, you need to pop your Kitsune. Well, again, explosive. When the enemies are already close and committed, you pop your Kitsune. The reason why you're losing is because you're using your Kitsune from too far away. They just kite you out and then bait you in, and then they attack you. And if I could be with Gike in between the matches and tell them that, I promise you, they would have beat Falcons. They would have beat Falcons. And if they beat Falcons, it means they beat the champions. And if they beat the champions, they actually have a very high percentage and pretty high likelihood of winning the whole damn thing. Should I do aim train before my games is in? I think it's somewhere in RUA. You could do Vaxta. You can do while you're sitting in queue. The aim train is in the game. I can do homestand, handstand, push-ups IRL. Do you think it's optimal for my Overwatch gameplay? Yes. Yeah, I watch Gager's stuff. I think it's they're entertaining. Yes. I think the pro match analysis is that the creators that do it it's pretty good. To be honest, I think that the educational aspect of it, I've watched a lot of coaches, and I'm I really hate to say it, but I am surprised that a lot of pro coaches, a decent amount of pro coaches, actually get paid for their job. I think that they do a really, really poor job. But because when I listen to them talk about the game, it's like, God damn it, like, how do you talk to the players, you know? But of course, I'm not gonna say names, but I've watched some pro coaches that I'm surprised that have managed to keep a job for that long. But to be honest, like in Overwatch esports, like when you're a GM, like when you're a manager of a team and you're a manager of the organization, you don't know much about Overwatch, so you don't know if a coach is doing a good job or a bad job. It's very difficult. So you just go based off of popularity and name. How many gifted to say names? I'm not gonna say names. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's job, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody's. Maybe they have families to feed, and I'm not gonna hurt anybody's job. Just saying that I was surprised that people can coach, or not so well after doing it for so long. Do you think you can diff Necros and Spidey if I put enough practice? Yes. If I put enough time and effort and practice, yes. Wait, somebody sent me the Spider-Man. Somebody, Necro, said something about me saying Spider-Man. Give me 1 second. Where's that? Dude, who sent me that? Somebody, I can't find it. Fuck. Oh, it's okay. I think I found it. Here you go. Perfect. Let's see what the hell's going on.
If BM is real, how does Awkward have 35 win streak and is unranked to GM? Oh, that's simple. You just paid Guang for good matchmaking. Like, you can actually pay, it's like a super secret exclusive thing. You can pay Guang to like turn off EOMM, and that's exactly what he did. That's what streamers do.
Wait, is it trolling? Like, it's trolling. He's obviously trolling. But who is Guang, man? Who the fuck is Guang? It's unprofessional if you mention names? Of course, that's why I don't mention names. So would you be willing to coach pro teams? Yeah, I'll happily coach for pro teams. Yes, I'll happily coach pro teams for the right price, yes. Oh, Guangguan is the game director of Marvel Rivals? Do you know how to fix when your eyes start drying in mid-fight? Are you blinking 10 times per second? No, you just blink. That's how your eyes don't dry out. Just fucking blink, man. Guangguan. All right, guys, the stream is over. I wish you guys a great rest of the day, great night. Thank you for sitting here and talking to me and listening to me talk. And thank you guys so much. And I wish you a great rest of the day, great rest of the night. Go hit the gym, go for a walk, go for a run. Guys, have a good one. Peace.